Greetings from Podcastville. The Church of What's Happening Now is brought to you by Stamps.com. Listen, these days you can get practically everything on demand, like our podcast. Listen whenever you want, when it's convenient for you. Did you know you can even get postage on demand? All you need is Stamps.com. I've been using them for years to send out coffee cups, T-shirts, posters. My wife loves it. You know why? Because it saves you time, and time is money and energy. So what I'm going to do is this right now. Go to Stamps.com before you do anything else and click on the radio microphone at the top of the home page and type in Joey. Again, go to Stamps.com before you do anything else and click on the radio microphone at the top of that home page and type Joey. What I'm going to do is this. I'm going to give the church family a special offer. A 4-week trial. 4-week trial, including postage and a digital scale. So go to Stamps.com, click on the radio mic on the top of the homepage, and type in Joey. That's Stamps.com, enter Joey. Number 2, one of the most interesting products I've received the last week is the Ridge. The Ridge is a minimalist wallet that helps you reevaluate your everyday carry, launched by a father-son team, funded on Kickstarter in 2013. The Ridge now resides in the pockets of over 250,000 men and women. The RFID blocking wallet is made by 2 metal plates, either titanium, carbon fiber, or aluminum, bound together by durable elastic bond. Your credit card, your licenses, just the stuff that you need. It's light. I love it for traveling. So what I'm going to do is this, okay? It's sleek. It's got metal plates bound together by durable elastic band, so you will lose nothing. You understand me? It's easy. It's front, minimal. That's designed to let you ditch your bulky wallet. What I'm going to do is I just want you to go. Do me a favor right now as family, because you're going to love it. Go to ridgewallet.com/church and use promo code CHURCH, CHURCH. And what I'm going to do is, today only, I'm going to get you 10% off with free worldwide shipping by going to ridgewallet.com. For right now, just go to Ridge Wallet and take a look. It is one of the most interesting products out there. And if you're a traveler, you're a sportsman, you ride a bike, stuff like that, you don't want bulky stuff, Ridge Wallet is the way to go. So right now, today, I'm going to get you 10% off from free worldwide shipping by going to ridgewallet.com/church. Again, that's ridgewallet.com/church. You use promo code CHURCH. Number 3, I just received this in the mail about 4 days ago, and I've been using them. And I got to tell you something. It's one of the best brushings my teeth has ever gotten. And even though my teeth are the color of like chartreuse, this thing worked tremendous. One of the most important things we do for our health every day is brushing our teeth. Yet most of us don't do it properly. Quip is a better electric toothbrush created by dentists and designers. Quip was designed to make brushing your teeth more simple, affordable, and enjoyable. So far, I've got nothing but 5-star results. Your teeth and your mouth feel cleaner. It just it has sonic vibrations, and they gentle enough on your sensitive gums. So do me a favor. For starters, you know what I always tell you. Go to Quip.com. Go to Quip.com and see what I'm talking about. This is a phenomenal product, especially if you're a traveler. So what I'm going to do is this. I love Quip. That's why I love Quip, because they're backed by over 20,000 dental professionals. Quip starts at just $25, and if you get the Quip.com/Joey right now, you get your first refill pack for free with a Quip electric toothbrush. It's a great Christmas gift. I'm telling you right now. You got a girlfriend, a wife, a husband, somebody you don't know that you want to give a present to. This is perfect. It's affordable, and they'll love you forever. So your first refill pack is free at getquip.com/Joey.
Look at Lee, boy. I love Lee, dude. If I could fucking if I had a little bit of a Lee, man, that I could take with me and keep somewhere, and a little, like a wheelbarrow, but for Lee's, I'd put Lee in one of those, bruh.
Sounds nice. Thank you.
Yeah, and pillows in there too. I ain't just putting you in there on the metal.
Oh, that's real.
like some people would do.
Real
You wouldn't
considerate.
put them in
man.
the shed in the back.
Oh,
Just
no.
Feed them food from time to time.
What are you
go back
talking
there.
about? What do you mean?
I put you under a warm lamp, Lee. That's what I would do.
Put 'em
It's
under
starting to
a
get
warm
creepy
lamp.
now. It sounds like I'm hostage at both of your houses.
Hey, calm down and be a good pet, you little
Put
buddy.
like a chain around his neck with a fucking chain hooked to the wall and stuff like that.
Yeah, but a nice chain, like a gold chain.
Yeah, I don't know if I go that fucking. They no go for this. You can't put a silk hat on a pig. You know what I'm saying?
my God, Joe.
It's fucking Thursday, November 8th. Kick this fucking mule, Lee.
Come on.
That's as good as it fucking gets, Theo Von.
Praise
A little
God.
Sly and the Family Stone coming
Lee,
at you
The gristle missile, baby.
on a Thursday morning. What are you fucking nuts? 20 to life, no parole. Fresh from Buffalo, New York. You didn't have a fucking beef on wick.
I didn't have any.
Up.
Dude, I did, and somebody threw a piece of meat at me though, on one of those street corners. I don't know if that was wick or not.
Did you eat it?
Nuh-uh.
No, wick is the roll. The roll is called wick.
Oh, no.
It's
Nobody told me that. I should have come in here first.
Beef on wick. No,
You
because they
should
took
be a
the
travel agent, too.
No. I just know what quality is and where.
Yeah.
And nobody makes a bad fucking beef on wick in Buffalo. Like, it's like a disgrace for them.
Really?
Yeah, it'd be like disgrace for them. Like, it's known.
Right.
That's what it's known for.
Yeah, I feel bad. I feel disappointed that I didn't get that
Shit.
vibe, you
Some
know?
fucking pierogies from the Polish neighbors.
Oh,
Some
yeah.
sauerkraut pierogies fried. Like dumplings, only you know it's not cat.
Yeah.
For people like Lee and shit.
I don't mind a little bit of cat, bro. You ever had fox meat, Lee?
I don't think so. Have you?
Yeah, I've had fox, man.
When was this?
It's not it's more ligament than muscle, but it's good, you know? Fox, and dude, the crazy thing about fox, I was talking about this yesterday to somebody, but
Did you ever hunt?
nuh-uh. We caught a lot of shit though, and we used to bury animals. We lived by like a road where a lot of animals would get hit and killed, so we bury them. You know, the first animals I spent the most time with were animals that had been hit by vehicles, and so we would bury mostly dogs. What else? I think something else. One time, this thing looked like a damn fucking small bear, bro, and it could have been. Dude, because they have Louisiana black bears, a lot of things, you know. And I'm not saying they're black or anything like that. I'm just saying they happen to be black when people see them, and they're just, you know. But we would bury all kind of animals that would get hit by us. But
What are you, a fucking undertaker? I see a dead animal, I leave it the fuck alone. It's bad luck.
yeah, but it was. I don't
If
think
they
it was.
were alive and they were suffering, then you shoot them in the leg
Yeah.
or whatever the fuck you do. But if they're dead, this is the Department of Public Works that's in charge of cleaning up dead animals.
Yeah, but the Department of Public Works, I think, comes for people that are paying taxes and people that got, you know, they didn't come bust. Dude, they had a veterinarian or something, or like somebody used to throw dead animal carcasses in a ditch outside of our house, right? For like 7 years. My mother would call every week.
What kind of dead animals?
Big animals too.
Did you grow up in Africa?
No,
Fuck did you grow up? Caucasus. I had
Louisiana.
a couple cats and possums in my neighborhood. A dog from time to time would walk around.
Dude, I wish I would have had that, man. But we had somebody. They had I guess this person was a veterinarian. That's somebody that deals with animals, helps animals out. And so this person would come, and whoever they were at night, they'd throw in dead animals. You know, instead of paying to get rid of them, they probably cost maybe $7 to get rid of them. You know, whatever. I'm sure there's legitimate thoroughfares how you get rid of animals. But this dude's out there, you know, chucking them in the ditch, I guess, on his way home, because our neighborhood was kind of a cut through between like a nice area and town. So.
You never did like a stakeout to see who was throwing animal carcasses?
Dude, we not. No, I mean we were out there a lot, but we never saw the guy unless he drove by and didn't throw one out because we were out there. But then what creep kind of sits next to an animal car? I mean, he probably would throw it out elsewhere. But anyway, so But anyway, yeah, we go out there all the time. My mother would call every week. Come get these. You know, the kids are out there beating each other with people chasing each other with fucking, you know, fucking horse skulls and shit, bro. It was wow. Oh, wow. Joey fucking got that Christmas tea kettle and he fucking serving Lee a couple cups right there, boy. Big Lito fart sponge, baby. Welcome to Africa, Lee.
Normally I like all your sayings. I don't like the fart sponge.
Sorry, bud. And I'm just joking about that. I didn't mean that, man. I would never say that about you.
No, it's
man.
funny when people he's gonna take a liking to it. It's been like 2 podcasts since he farted on me.
Oh, dude! In some countries, in Japan. That's like buying somebody a scarf.
No, it's not.
You fart on
You
somebody.
don't know I'm half Japanese. I'm
There you
23 and me.
Oh, dude, yeah.
That's why I'm over here farting.
Oh, he's got the thighs of a fucking kung fu fighter, son.
I'm telling you, dog.
Dude, you gotta know different nomenclatures and how to give a hug, bro. In Africa, they hit you with a fucking pipe, bro, if they love you.
Just take a whiff of that fart.
I'm not going to take a whiff of your fart. That's
Come
disgusting.
on, bro. Get a little air appetizer, bro. Treat your nose.
That is tremendous.
Treat your snout to some of that fucking free booty pasta, bro.
Oh, my God.
Poor fucking Lee.
Lee, man. Dude, it's so funny, sometimes when I'm not even joking about, when I would need to think about something good, dude, I think about Lee, man.
Well, thank you. That means a lot.
Yeah, I think about you, man. I think
think about you to laugh. Just the stuff you say randomly. Like, I just want to hang out and, like, listen to what you say during the day to yourself. I feel like it's hysterical.
This conversation's getting creepy right here already.
Well, you just farted on me. How?
I think Lee
God
might be a
damn it.
little cascaron.
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about. Shopping for peppermint, they call it, dude.
Yeah,
Where
I
I'm
think
from.
he's coming out of the closet pretty soon.
They say, hey, the boy over there, little Lawrence.
I don't give a fuck if he's.
I don't care either, bro. I'll let you hang off my dick like a fucking mountain cat.
No, I would never let Lee.
Not you guys, but I don't have the same relationship with him.
Yeah, but you're still friends. You can't.
I'm friends with him. I wouldn't fuck him. I'd let him touch my dick a little. You know what I'm saying? Around the holidays, bro.
Just to make his day.
Oh, he's a prison ham, this guy, bro. I fucking love that boy.
Dog, do you know how much money? I told Lee Walker Lee one night. Mm-hmm. You know how much money we can make with Lee on the inside.
Oh, my God.
Just sitting on people's laps.
Dealing cards.
And rubbing their dick.
Yeah.
I'm glad we're bringing this back. You can't just sit on someone's lap, but they're not going to let it end at just lap sitting.
Bro.
They're not in prison because they know
in
how to
Gary,
hold back.
Indiana, you're an 8, bro. One female. In Gary, Indiana, dog, you're a female
Gary,
8, baby.
Indiana, I got a guy that'll pay 10 G's for you to put a wig on. And,
oh, yeah.
A special type of podcast.
And just mug his dick with your fucking neck.
He's already written me a letter.
What does that even mean, mug a dick?
Lee, you got to get out more. Get off the internet, bro. You got to go hitchhiking, man.
I really don't. I don't want to now.
You should go hitchhiking Lee, one day as a school project.
Yeah.
I'm gonna end up dead.
No,
What school are you in? Are you doing classes online?
No.
I need to be.
Classes here. This is the only.
How old are you, Lee?
30 now.
Are you really?
Yeah,
I thought you were like 19, dude.
I wish.
Are you really 30 years old?
Yeah.
He's 30 years old.
Oh my God, bro! My whole perception of you, I thought you were like a
He was a college
an
kid
intern
when he first came in here.
Oh wow,
But look at him now. Now he's a
7
fucking
years.
young man.
that's awesome. man.
Now you don't like me as much. You're like, no, I don't like.
No, it's just different. You ever notice when you learn something about somebody you didn't know? Like you see somebody and they're like a lawyer or something, but then you realize they're like a sorcerer or something, or they do shady shit, or you see them like ballroom dancing, and you're like, this fucking guy ballroom dances. That always takes my brain a minute. Or if you see a big person and they got their stomach stapled, and now, dude, I was at a pool one time, and I used to work on this farm in the summer times outside in Natchez, Mississippi, and they had and this dude, Don Blankenstein, was the pool guy every year, right? And he'd come out there, and I'd keep an eye on him because the dude weighed probably 700 or 800 pounds, bro.
Jesus.
You know what I'm saying? He broke the gate every time he come in.
But he was the lifeguard.
He was,
How can you be a lifeguard, 800 pounds?
Bro, he gets in the pool. Trust me, nobody's drowning, bro. All the water's out, and the fucking kid who's sick is laying right there at his feet.
He was the boss at the pool.
No, he was the guy who came to put the cleaner in the pool. And so, but he'd open the gate, bro, and every time he'd walk through it and bring both sides of the gate down. Like he was just he was gonna die soon, when you saw him. So you treated him well. And that's one thing I like sometimes about seeing huge people. It reminds you how to treat other people. Because you're like, oh, this person isn't gonna be alive very long, so you would be extra nice to him. And so, but then Don, one summer, I'm out there laying by the pool, and this skinny guy comes in. He could have fit through the gate with 90 of his fucking, quintuplets or whatever. And he comes through the gate, and I'm like, who? And he keeps talking to me. And I'm thinking the guy's kind of a, peppermint hunter, bruh. You know what I'm saying? A little tender. And it turns out it's Don Blankenstein. He got the stomach thing, and he lost all the weight. And he was a different person, though. He wasn't the same. I don't know. It wasn't the same, and our relationship was never the same as when he lost the weight.
Think of when they take
I don't know
away
what
your
we're talking
passion.
about.
Think about when somebody takes away your passion. If you're an eater,
Yeah.
and it's like when you first get sober.
Yeah.
I was telling Rogan the other day, the worst 2 words in a person's life is sober and diet. I don't want to be involved in drugs.
Yeah.
But I don't want to be sober either.
Yeah.
I never want to be sober because it would make my inner battle, too rough.
Yeah.
I know my limits with cocaine. I know my limits with pills. I know my limits with alcohol. I've known my limits when I was 25. Anything I did after 25, I did because I wanted to, but I knew my limits.
Right.
When I got locked up, I couldn't imagine a world where I couldn't smoke pot.
Wow. You couldn't imagine that.
I couldn't imagine, okay, cocaine. I understand not having a girlfriend. I understand being broke. But I never understood a world where I did not smoke weed.
Huh.
When I was 25 years old, weed controlled my mood.
What did it do for you think?
I was in so much pain when I woke up. And I didn't know that then. You never know it when you're going through
Yeah,
it.
you don't know. Especially at that age.
It takes 20 years to look back.
Yeah.
I was thinking about it tonight how when I was taking a shower, that if I quit comedy tomorrow, it would be to sign back up in college and take a psychology class to become a psychiatrist and do whatever I had to take. I'd probably be 65. But at 65, I would help so many people so deeper.
Yeah.
Because I went through it.
Yeah.
This is not somebody who studied it. I went through it, wrote about it, looked at it.
Mm-hmm.
I think about it. I think about what made you. I broke it down from the macro to the micro.
Well, you could put yourself in there. You could put them in your
You
shoes
have
and vice
to.
versa.
When you become a comedian,
Yeah.
if you're not brutally honest with yourself, it's not going to end well.
Wow.
And in life in general,
Yeah.
forget about comedy, in life in general, if you're not brutally honest with yourself, it's not going to pan out for you.
Yeah.
You have to be brutally honest, and a lot of people can't be honest. Brutally honest with yourself. Like, this is not going to work. It's like I went at 27, 29.
Like, in what fact? Like,
At the age of 30,
yeah.
I had made a decision, decision to do comedy.
Yeah.
But I also had to make a decision about this hell I was living in. I was living in this party hell. Okay.
The drugs and this
where
stuff.
I would be clean for 3 days.
Oh, yeah.
And then snap one night and then tell myself how this was the last time.
Yeah.
I wasn't one of those pussies at a party that was talking about it. By this time, I was partying by myself. And this went on for maybe a year and a half.
Yeah.
And I think by 1995 and a half, I came to the conclusion, like they say in the program, that you're a fucking junkie.
Yeah.
And I had 2 decisions to make. I could either be a junkie and keep fighting this, but the reason why I became a comic was to be a junkie. I read that Lenny Bruce book, and that's the reason why I got into comedy. So if I'm going to get into comedy, let's make a deal. I'll do cocaine 3 times a week. Mm-hmm. And that's how it started. I just came to terms with it.
Wow. So you're thinking I'm going to get into comedy so I could do cocaine.
I was thinking I was going to get into comedy to have a life. I read that book, how he slept with strippers. And
Yeah.
he opened up for jazz musicians. And I was content with that. And
Yeah.
none of that book did he talk about being rich.
Yeah.
Okay? And no
And
part of
that's-
that book did he talk about being rich. Did he talk about money. He looked at the Chelsea Hotel. He just talked to life about being what was happy for him.
Yeah.
And at that time, that's all I wanted. I had been through a terrible marriage. I had already done time. So I was just seeking to be happy. But I knew I had to mend inside.
Because you had a deviant soul. Your soul was pretty sound like kind of bifurcated or whatever.
I was
it's
living, this wasn't who I was. I was a
Right.
nice Catholic boy who I believed in heaven and hell, and I had a
Right.
belief system.
called. Your inside didn't match all your behavior.
Right. My inside did not. So that added to it.
Yeah.
So now
Man,
I had to have that inner conflict with drugs. Fuck you. This is who I am. I've accepted it.
Yeah.
And whatever happens, happens. That's it. No fucking big deal. Nobody gets their
You
feelings.
hunting Easter eggs again, Lee? You
Oh.
found one, huh?
This
You
is
found
good
an
stuff,
egg,
Lee.
boy. Welcome to Easter, bro. Y'all killed Jesus. Here he comes back, boy.
This is
and
good
he brought
stuff,
a
Lee.
dirty bag of fucking baked ham
This
out of the
smells like-
fucking cave.
This smells worse than your neck. This smells like those Honduran's feet that are walking
Oh,
in.
yeah, boy. It smells like fucking Thanksgiving
Can you
night
imagine
in
those
a prison
Hondurans take
shower.
their shoes off at night and sleep under a tree?
I can't even imagine.
What that little summer camp must smell like down there. They've been walking for 20 fucking days, those poor people.
Oh, Hondurans will walk 30 hours in a 24-hour
20
day.
fucking days, and they're really coming.
What are they going to do up here, do you think?
I think they're trying to seek asylum. You know, living in Honduras or Salvador right now, those are not good places to live right
Makes
now.
me sad, man. Yeah, my father's from Nicaragua. You know that my father was born down there.
If you know anything about Central America, I know like El Salvador is, the prices are high. They're killing people down there. You know, there's a lady who I talk to from time to time, and she tells me she goes only for Christmas time, and that she has a house down there, but she can't retire down there.
Oh, wow.
Because they just kill you on the streets. There's more murders, something like that to that effect. So I don't know if it's El Salvador. I'm just cracking the joke.
But right, but yeah, if that's your neighbor, things can be great where you are. If that's the neighborhood you're in, you know, that's heartbreaking.
It's a different, you know, it's like when you read the Roberto Duran book. You know, he grew up on the streets of Panama. You know, he grew up with this guy that was called El Magico or some shit. And the guy was like a shaman, and he taught him how to hustle on the streets, how to live on the streets. You know, that's Central America, you know. If you ever watch Miami Vice, either the second or third episode of Miami Vice.
I read the book, I think.
There's no fucking book. There's an
Miami Vice, I think.
There's an interesting scene where there's little kids.
Yeah, what are you laughing at me for, Lee?
I don't know. I'm laughing at both of you. I don't know which one's right.
There's little boys in the room.
Oh, wow.
And there's a drug dealer cutting the deal. There's a drug dealer cutting the deal, but he's got like a coin in his hand.
And what
there's
happened?
And there's like 4 8-year-olds with no shoes on in the room in different corners.
Jesus. Is it a magic trick?
No. And he's talking a business deal. It's like you coming to me and you want to buy 20 kilos of blow.
Okay. And what are the little boys doing? Just chilling.
They're like fucking assassins.
Oh, really?
The 8-year-old assassins that come from fucking huts with their family.
Jesus.
And they're just waiting for their next assignment. They're all probably packing a gun or a knife, and they got no shoes on. But this drug dealer would play with a coin, and he would talk to the people like the way I'm talking to you. And then from time to time, it would just flip the coin in the air. When that coin landed, one of those shoeless kids would run out and fucking pick it up like it was a fortune.
Wow.
You know, and I remember thinking years later about that scene, how that's how, you know, Pablo Escobar got those kids to love him in Colombia.
Yeah.
He went to the poor kids that had no options, and he said, "Dog, I'm going to put $1,000 in your pocket every week, but you're going to kill motherfuckers for me." Just like that. No questions asked.
But it gave him a feeling of purpose.
Well, you know, I mean, money talks and bullshit walks.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, money talks and bullshit walks.
Really does.
I could blow smoke up your ass, or I could put 2 G notes in your hand every week when you've never had a dollar bill in your hand.
Yeah.
And tell you, look, I'm just going to send you to people's houses.
Yeah.
I want you to slit their throats, kill their kids, their mothers, the dogs.
Jesus.
If they got goldfish, I want you to poison them too.
Jesus.
You know, that's how do you think?
With rat poison or something?
Whatever.
poison.
It's just a point.
Fucking fish poison.
It's just a fucking point I'm trying to make, that's how you get,
God,
you know, take an American ghetto here. You know, that's why they call it a social,
sad,
social color economic. They call it a crisis. Not a crisis. It's coming from somewhere poor.
Yeah.
And what you need to do to get out of that situation.
Yeah, you don't know anything better, man. And yeah, you just, I mean, dude, they had this guy when I was growing up named Eddie, right? And he could have been fucking 13. He could have been about 16 or fucking 50, right? I don't know what he was. But he always drove, he had a 5.0 Mustang, you know? Or he drew 5.0 on the side of it or whatever. I don't even remember. It could have been a fucking, it could have been a, you know, a Pontiac Renault or whatever. I don't know what it was. But he always had these 2 girls, bro, sitting on the back of it. And that dude was the king, you know? Whatever he said when I was a kid, we would have done it. Because to him, he was the king. He had a piece of shit Mustang, but he had the Mustang, you know? And he was a champ. And he would buy, you know, the chicks would have like daiquiri drinks, bro. And every now and then he'd floor it, and one of them would go rolling out the fucking back right onto the concrete, bro.
What did he do for a living?
I don't know. And I didn't care. But if he would have said something to do, like, come do this, like when I was a kid, I would have done anything he said, because he hung out with us and he spent time with us. He'd throw the football around with us. And he was a good guy, I think, I mean, I still think he is a good guy.
How older than you was he?
He'd probably maybe 7, 8, 10, 12 years. But he like could drive. He had like the ability, he had a car. He had women. He had, he had things that when you're, an adolescent, 12 years old, 11 years old, you see that, you're like, oh, this guy has mobility. This guy has ability. This guy has women. He has everything. So anyway, I'm just saying I can see how, you're not thinking about anything else when you're that age and you have nothing.
Remember when you're young and you get influenced?
Oh, yeah.
I wouldn't get influenced, but I'd look at guys. There was this guy that I hung out with that was always at the bar in the daytime. He was really good looking.
Not Samuel, huh?
No. If I was 17, he was probably 22.
No, I think this guy Samuel's older than that.
And it was a bunch of guys that hung out, but I'm thinking about him in particular. And he drove a Corvette. He didn't have a job. And what his scam was, he worked half the year, and then the other half in those days, you would collect unemployment.
Oh, yeah.
You'd get a boss that would tell you, I'm going to lay you off for 6 months. You collect unemployment.
Party cripples, they used to call them by us.
And then you'd either take book or sell coke, and that's a great living because you're clearing $1,600 a month already. You sell coke, and this guy would drive a Corvette. He was a piece of shit, or he wasn't a piece of shit. I mean,
he probably was.
He wasn't a piece of shit. He was. He didn't have no career. Is what I'm trying to say.
He wasn't a role model.
But his girlfriend owned the business, and she had money.
Yeah.
And I remember how that appealed to me for about a month, and I was like, "There's no appeal in that. I want my own money."
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you learn through life. Like, for a month, he impressed me that he had a girlfriend that paid the bills. But even at that early age, I was like, he don't impress me.
Right.
Because he ain't paying the fucking bills. Not that I could pay the bills at that time either. I couldn't pay no bills till I was 40. But it's just crazy the people that you look at and you're impressed with. It's like when you watch those fucking movies. Like I was watching the other night, Empire was on. You ever watch Empire? It's like the worst drug movie in the world. But it's on BET once a month. It's one of those movies that's always on between 7 and 9 when you got a spot at the store at 10:30.
Oh, yeah.
And you got no choice but to watch it because there's nothing else on fucking TV.
Yeah.
It's either that or bull racing live from Bulgaria on ESPN or some shit. And there's one scene where a guy goes up to him. John Leguizamo's like a street drug dealer.
Yeah.
And he goes up to him and he's like, "Hey man, I really want to, can I cut you a deal?" And he goes, I want this new PlayStation, blah, 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 blah. And John goes, "How much is it?" And he goes, it's $300. The kid goes, $300. And the kid who wants the money he goes, "No, it's $299. And Leguizamo goes, "I'll give you the money, but you got to do stuff for me.
Oh, yeah.
You got to clean my car, so help me God." If like he's telling him what he has to do when he buys him the game and shit like that. Those kids grow up wanting to be a drug dealer.
Oh, yeah. Right, because that's the first person that gets
That's the first person who gets them.
Yeah. Yeah,
So-
that's interesting. Your first influence, how does that, where that first influence is not your dad, how much that influences you. That's interesting.
It's really weird. And it happens with comedy. It happens with anything but it happens when you're a young man. I was confused as fuck as 21. At 21, I was confused as fuck.
Oh, yeah.
Because I didn't want to work. I wanted a fucking new car. I wanted money, and I wanted bitches, and I wanted coke. Where's the work, Joey?
Sure. And
What do you think? And I really thought that the fucking bluebird of happiness is going to just drop it off at my door.
Wow.
Like, I could look you both in the eye right now and tell you, like, I had no idea about hard work. I wasn't a lazy person.
Right.
But I work. Who wants to work?
Yeah.
Why don't I try to put something together so I can hang out at the bar in the daytime and I don't have to go to work? I mean, that was my deal from day one. As long as I didn't have to work in the daytime, I didn't give a fuck.
Do you ever think that, like, you wanted to, have like a, do you ever think that you wanted to have a, fuck, man, I forgot I was going to ask you.
You don't even smoke weed no more. You better get your shit together or start smoking again.
I don't know what happened.
Jesus fucking Christ. This is what happens when you get sober. You get retarded. What'd you go to college for? To get stupid. That's like fucking Michael Corleone and shit at the end of The Godfather.
Damn, man, I couldn't have any idea coming to my head, man. No, I think it's funny how, what your influencers are, the first person you see do this or that. But then, sometimes you are able to see past that. Like, there's some people, we had this dude by us, like, and this guy now runs a tree company, right? This guy, Senator Lawrence. And he had a, dude, they used to do this thing where they had a lot of sinkholes. I grew up around a lot of sinkholes. You'd have somebody, you play hide and go seek, and somebody you never find them, you go knock, like, you go knock on somebody's door, and the next day their whole fucking house was gone. It was like, I grew up in a lot of Louisiana, like half of it's sinking, it's like a sinking environment.
So where are you from in Louisiana exactly?
Covington, Louisiana.
Where am I in Covington?
Covington's about 50 miles north of New Orleans.
That's it.
Yeah.
Did they get affected by Katrina?
Yeah. Okay. Everybody lost their roofs. That's a big, like over there, the houses didn't fall down. People lost their roofs.
So when you were growing up, what was Covington like? Was it a fucking deathbed? Was it a projects? Was it middle range?
No, it was.
Your parents have a little bit of money, enough to sustain?
No, my dad was fucking old as fuck, dude. I think he was always sleeping on the couch. He used to go drink at this bar called Tony Padoni's, and he would take me over there during the day. And the lady would see how many chocolates I could put in my mouth. One of the bartenders back there, Big Janet, this fucking
nice
big
sneakers?
girl.
Did you have nice clothes?
No, my mother dressed us poorly, man. I don't know where she learned to dress, like out of an Indian shop in like a Native American catalog.
Did you need for shoes? Did you need shirts?
No.
It wasn't like you lived off hand-me-downs or anything. So Covington is not like, some fucking neighborhood that's, where your dog is missing.
No, I lived I got hand-me-down clothes, but I didn't get hand-me-down shoes. Like every year, my mother got us a pair of shoes. My mom did the holidays.
What'd your mom do for a living?
Delivery. She delivered
what?
Newspapers, cookies, magazines.
What about your dad?
They used to have a magazine called News on Wheels. You remember that magazine? You could go to the dime store or whatever, or the gas station. My dad didn't do anything. Oh, you know what my dad used to do, actually? This is funny. He used to go to colleges. Remember what they had to do at the colleges that would sign people up for credit cards, Some fucking old dude barking over there throwing frisbees at kids and shit, So that my dad had that job. This is towards the end of his life. My parents weren't together anymore. But my dad had that job, and he would take me there with him. He'd let me drive him. I'm 12 years old, right? I had a little growth spurt. I was that 5'10", that fucking lean bad boy, ligaments only, son. Dude, sometimes it wasn't even bones. Part of me was just ligaments reaching out and hoping that the marrow caught up. That's the kind of guy I was.
What did your dad do for a living before
he retired? He used to be like a travel agent. He did a lot of he would sign people up for cruises and stuff between Puerto Vallarta. Where's that at?
Mexico.
Yeah, between Mexico and America.
Well, you got a D in geography.
Yeah, Central America.
Jesus Christ. What I got to deal with.
Bro, I walk in this room, dude, I fucking can't think of nothing.
You don't know what Puerto Vallarta is. Even I know that, and I'm a dumb fuck.
Yeah. So there in Central America, and he was like a travel agent, I guess. What did he do when he was young? He wrote for the newspaper. He had a family. He was kind of European in a lot of ways. He liked to be, he worked with the church. He liked to do a lot of, he liked to just sit at the coffee place and talk, I think he drank a good bit.
How do you feel about religion at this point in your life?
I need a higher power, And for me.
What were you raised?
I was raised probably Christian, okay. Definitely. I mean, but nothing heavily. I just always wanted there to be a higher power, I used to pray at night and that sort of thing. But, now I just need there to be a higher power because I want to have faith. Otherwise I feel like you feel alone a lot. There you go. Hit him with that fucking Christmas hitter, bruh. That fucking
I'll throw water on you.
That fucking power right there.
That fucking booty star of David, bruh. Fucking damn.
This stuff is tremendous.
That air calamari, bro. You hit him with it. God damn.
I can't even imagine
what wait till you leave for New York.
Fucking hit.
This protein powder. That's right. The other protein powder.
Dude.
This is straight
up. Like you've been drinking Aquavelle, but son, that shit is fucking damn.
This is straight. I got the vanilla on it. I switched it up. I'm
switching. You ever accidentally buy strawberry? You ever accidentally buy strawberry?
No.
Oh, that's the worst. You get home.
They got Mexican chocolate and the vanilla.
Oh, dude.
And the Mexican chocolate's off the hook. And the vanilla's not bad either, but I switched to vanilla today.
The Mexican chocolate, you reach in for the scoop and a knife fucking pops out of
fucking like Carrie at the end of Carrie when she grabs her head through the rocks. What's the matter?
Dude, but this guy...
What do you mean, what's the matter? You fucking farted on me 3 times in 30 minutes.
You're inhaling it through your mouth.
Yeah, make a wish.
Yeah, I don't want to smell it.
You don't want to smell it, but it's going into your lungs.
Dude.
Where am I supposed to breathe? You might
Take a whiff of this.
No.
Come on, bro.
Take a little whiff of this.
Dude, that's
what
enough,
life
bro.
is all about.
3 farts, you're out. You fucking
this is
blowing
whey
this dude
protein,
out.
I'm telling you.
His eyes are starting to fucking heat up. Look at him, dude. I'm sorry, Lee, man. I feel like I'm being rude to you.
No.
Nah, don't be.
You're fine.
Lee loves all this shit.
Yeah.
If there's an opening in that wheelbarrow, go get that wheelbarrow.
And it's got pillows in it, too.
That'd be nice.
And I put you out there under a lamp like a
So
nice...
how old were you when you were driving your dad to campus?
Dude, I was 12 years old.
So that put him at 80?
Yeah, he was 82. So he would drive and he'd sleep on the way there. I'd stop at my buddy's house, dude, as long as he was resting. Because I was fucking showing off. I had a Delta 88 suddenly. My friends are still, going through adolescence, inside trying to, blow a flute to get their dick to fucking get taller, like they see on those commercials in India. And fucking here I am pulling up, in a Cutlass and a Delta 88. I go in, I'm like, bro, shh, come out, get in the back seat. Let's go for a ride, right? So my buddy Scott get back there, and we would just fucking cruise around, dude. My dad's sleeping, bro. And here was the thing, my dad's neck was real bad, so even if he woke up, I would just tell Scott, keep it quiet back there for a minute, I'll just tell him we're lost or getting gas or something. And then my dad would go back to sleep, and I'd cruise around a little more, and then take my buddy back. I mean, dude, at 12, 13 years old, a friend picking you up, we pulled up with a sleeping senior citizen, dude. People thought that we were fucking, kidnappers, bro. Senior citizen
He's
kidnappers.
passed out. You blowing pot smoke at him while he's sleeping and shit.
I think maybe we smoked a cigarette, but then one time, bro. Dude, one time I do remember this. I'm driving back from Hammond, Louisiana. And, so this is how I kind of got into, I don't know if it's how I got into comedy, but this is the first time I ever really spoke in front of people. My dad would get people to sign up for the credit cards, and he got $1.50 from the company, whatever, any college kid that signed up. And now, looking back, it's like getting college kids to sign up for a credit card. He probably started half of the fucking, he probably ruined a lot of people's young lives.
That's what they do, credit card companies.
Yeah, that's what
they do. That's what they want to do. They want to tangle you up at 19.
Right.
As soon as you take that first student loan, you get a credit card.
Yeah, that's true.
It's automatic. You get your name goes on a list. You're eligible.
So I'd be on the table. My dad would have me on the table, and people come over, and I would start barking at them, getting them to come over. Hey, you, guy with the nice haircut or something. Or the black girls, a lot of times, they have all the extra hair. You know what I'm talking about? You'd have a girl of a fucking rope swing hanging off the side of her fucking head. You got summer campers swinging off the back and jumping into a river. Black girls have that long extra hair. And you'd see them and you'd be like, hey, and be sweet to them and have them come over. And you would make friends and you would be entertaining and you get them to come over. And then my dad would try and sign them up for the credit card,
You know what's crazy? Theo, you just made me remind me of something. It's so weird how people say it, like that chick that people don't know, that chick Flo. Mm-hmm. That girl that got all those commercials. With,
oh, yeah. I saw her at an audition one day.
And it's funny that Flo was packed up and getting ready to leave this town. And she booked that campaign. Now she's a gazillionaire.
Oh, yeah.
And it's so weird that Josh Wolf left Seattle in September.
He's a funny guy.
Of 96.
What a nice guy, too, huh?
And my plan was for him to come down. At that time, we were very tight. And my plan was for him to come down, check out the waters, and then I would come down in 8 or 9 months. And once I made that decision, like all these opportunities started opening up for me. The first one being I got this job.
So he went first.
He came first in September of 96. He left his girlfriend up there, and I lived in the back house. And she was pregnant. So he came down here first to get them set up. So I lived in his back guest house.
With just you and a lady there? Was that scary
And
sometimes?
they had kids. No, they had kids.
Oh, they had children
So I watched the kids, and I was tight with her. She was a great lady. She's still a dear friend. I just haven't seen her in a long time. We were dear friends.
Yeah, because he's married to a different woman now, Bethany.
Yeah,
Yeah.
completely different.
I never met his first wife.
So he came down first. And right away, I got this job with
Yeah.
this company that I know people and I know shit. This was
Like
shit.
a cigarette company?
No, this was shit. This was a shit idea. And they paid me $15 an hour plus bonuses. This is 1996.
Jesus.
Which is 20 years
Pretty
ago.
good money.
21 years ago.
That's great money.
And what it was calling pizza parlors across the country and getting them to sign up for a service that at halftime, it was a chain. That's what it was. That's what it was. It was Domino's Pizza.
It was a scam?
Nope, Domino's Pizza had cut a deal with the NFL. That during a game, if a Domino's sign came up on your screen, you got $1 off a pizza. But to get that deal, you had to sign, like Domino would make its affiliates pay. So I had to call those affiliates and make them pay that extra money to get. So what it would do is as soon as they called Domino's, that number, it would go to whatever Domino's paid.
I see.
This was a scam inside of Domino's.
Right. It was like, yeah.
I worked for a Domino's affiliate that was calling Domino's and saying, listen, we're starting a new program starting August 14th.
Yeah.
And here's the deal. Every time people watch an NFL game, there's going to be a Domino banner on the side. It's going to say, call now and we get $2 off.
Oh, yeah, I remember
A
that.
fresh delivered pizza.
And they showed a hot pizza on the screen.
If you don't sign up for that, the calls won't go to your pizza joint.
Right.
The calls will go to the pizza joint in fucking North Hollywood and Van Nuys instead of North Hollywood.
Oh,
It was
I
really
see.
shitty to see what the corporation was doing from within, but I didn't give a fuck.
Right. Yeah,
I could
you can't fight that battle.
I could sell like a motherfucker.
Right.
So I was pulling down $1,200 a week gross out of there, bringing home 9.
Bro, why do you ever quit that?
35 hours a week, like 10 to fucking 4, like something easy. This is what I'm saying. I quit that job
A step
because one night at the fucking underground, a guy approached me and he goes, hey man,
At John's Club?
have you ever been the old County Underground at John Fox's old
Yeah, John Fox's hole, man. That's a great room.
This is 95. This is a complete different room.
It was different?
This was on the Swannies, yeah. And some guy came up to me and he goes, hey man, did you ever sell before? And I go, yeah, I sell whatever. And he gave me a job selling phones. That was just too good to be
Like
true.
payphones?
Payphones. So I would sell phones and advertising for newspapers at the same time. You know me, dog. I'm a scam. I don't give a
I'll buy a
fuck.
phone from you right now.
Anything not to fucking have a day job.
Yeah.
So I would hang out by the train station and I would either sell you a subscription for the Seattle Times or I would ask you, do you have a cell phone? I would take the cell phone.
Oh, cell
right there.
phones.
Cell phone. And he gave me a cell phone with unlimited minutes.
No.
In 1997, yeah.
You were a
that
king.
was part of it. And if you called,
You're like an athlete.
if the guy was giving me, like for every line that I opened, the guy would give me like $400. And he was getting like $1,600 at this time.
Gee,
He told me the truth. He was way
how are they
honest with
making
me.
that much money?
Because if somebody bought a phone and got a line, the company, this is 97 before people were having a lot of
This
payphones.
right, yeah, this, yeah.
So
Cell phones.
Cell phones. This
Yeah.
is when the cell phones were a little bigger.
Yeah,
and
I didn't
shit.
get a cell phone until 2000.
So if you signed up, there was a kickback, and the guy would give me a kickback.
It's a huge.
I was going over there every day and giving him 7 or 8 numbers, and he would close 3 or 4 of them.
Wow.
And I would stand at the mall. I can't believe I just remembered that. I would stand at the mall at either
And what, buy stuff?
Everett Mall. No, I wouldn't buy dick. I would be that guy, that annoying guy. at the Everett
no
Mall.
way.
When it was raining, I would go to the
The
Everett
body
Mall.
scrub?
No, and I would sell fucking subscriptions to either the Washington Post, the Seattle Times,
Oh, yeah.
or a fucking cell phone. And the cell phone was paying me fucking, it was just amazing.
Yeah.
The guy would show up every Saturday at the fucking underground and give me $1,500.
Jeez.
It was like Jesus fucking intervened.
I can't even imagine.
So the whole month of December, I was making money,
So then,
Plus-
did you even want to come and do comedy? Then once you got that money, I would have kept that.
No,
job.
I needed that money. I was paying child support. I was paying an attorney. I was in fucking so much debt it was coming out of my eyes. Plus, I was snorting blow. But now I'm making $6,000-7,000 a month selling fucking cell phones in a mall every fucking day. And now Doug Stanhope comes for New Year's, and I open up for him, and he talks me into moving to L.A.
Really?
So my point is that it's really weird how places trick you. Right when you say to the universe, I'm going to leave, you get the best job in the fucking world.
Yeah.
When I lived in Seattle, I was pulling down $1,600 a week just selling cell phones. Never mind fucking blow, subscriptions to the Seattle Times. If I had nothing to do, I'd just go to the
you had all
train
your
station.
pussy lined up, all your.
I
food.
lived with a stripper. I lived with a girl that made
Jesus.
money, and I split the rent with her. We lived in a fucking we lived
We all
in a,
fucking or not?
no. She stripped and she was Christian, so I slept in different beds like fucking the Dick Van Dyke Show.
Oh.
We lived in a fucking RV. We lived in an RV at a place where you back your RV up.
Yeah.
They connect it.
Oh,
you
yeah.
get cable TV. You had a shower in your RV, or they had an athletic center. This place was tremendous.
Jesus Christ.
Oh my God! It was there for 20 years. It was like a lodge.
KOA or something?
It was like it was
Yeah.
a little bigger. It had a bigger name, a better reputation.
Yeah.
Bro, they had restaurants.
KOA was crazy,
You
bro.
walk in, they had 3 or 4 restaurants in there, like real restaurants. They had a gym, a pool, showers.
What was it?
A movie theater in Kent, Washington, where fucking you know who was living in Kent, Washington at the time? Henry Hill.
No way.
Henry Hill was living probably.
I was going to
that's where
guess
he got
Jeffrey Dahmer. Wasn't he from there?
Kent, no, he's from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Fucking.
I'm thinking
I'm living
of.
in Kent, Washington, at a fucking RV park
Yeah.
with the stripper and an RV and a dog.
What a lucky guy.
And
Midway Mobile Villas,
I know the
a
fuck.
mobile mansion.
Look at this guy
No?
trying to sell you the
This
neighborhood
place.
over here.
But let me tell you something.
Unbelievable.
We would
Lee.
wake up in the mornings, walk into the building, we'd brush our teeth. I'd give her a stab, and we'd walk into the building.
Wow.
We'd eat 2 eggs, sunny side up eggs, like nothing at the diner. They had a diner in there. Then we'd go back to the thing, watch TV for a while. I'd write comedy. And then we'd both go into the gym. I would
fitness.
swim. Yeah, I would
I love
swim.
that.
Because that's how you had to take a shower. You took a shower because you had to work
Like a
out.
place, yeah.
In those days, I was homeless. So for me to take a shower, I'd have to work out.
Oh, yeah.
So I'd work out twice a day. I was tip-top fucking Magoo. when
Ooh, I love that.
when I moved to LA, I was in great shape. It's what happened to me. I fell apart. Once I got here, I stopped doing everything.
But dude, so now and I'm thinking about this while you're telling me that. So I'm like, you know, that when you say, so when you start to tell the world, or you tell like the powers in the world that you're going to
universe.
move, the
You're gonna
universe.
move.
When you tell the universe that you're going to move, that's when the universe like starts to give you things to keep you
They
there.
throw curveballs at you.
Right.
They throw curveballs
So
at you.
then you got to be somebody that then that's like, that's kind of, is that the difference between some people and other people, you think, that you're willing to just say, okay, look, these are great things, but I'm going to still move away from this and take my chance? Because some people would just stay. Do you think like there's something inherent in certain types of people that are then like, okay, I'm going to put this on the line and still move?
There are people that will come to me and say to me, Joey, I'm a comic. I'm putting away money and moving to LA in 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
That guy's dead. That guy's dead.
Yeah.
That's never going to happen.
You got to build it somewhere else.
No.
Is that what you're saying?
When you have the urge to make a move, you have to make a move.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
The people who procrastinate that move will give you a reason why.
Yeah.
They're looking for something to fall on their lap so they don't have to move.
Oh, I see. And they're going to give themselves
Okay?
2-year span.
So they give themselves a 2-year span, and what happens? You meet some fat chick, you knock her up.
Yeah.
Now your dream is quashed because you got married, so you gave yourself an out.
Yeah.
Sometimes in life, we give ourselves our own out.
Yeah.
But sometimes the universe gives you an out, and you have to take advantage of it. The universe will give you signals.
Yeah.
They'll tell you signs. If I have to come up to you, if a bouncer has to come up to you and tap you on the shoulder and tell you it's time to leave,
Yeah.
you fucked up.
Yeah.
You know when to put the drink down and get out and walk out of there.
Yeah.
You know this because you're an adult and because you've seen how people have acted. once a town, like, I've overstayed my welcome.
Yeah.
And because I've overstayed my welcome, I realize when it's time to go.
Right.
When it's time to go, it's time to go. It's time. I know when it's time to go. I'm the king of knowing when it's time to go. There was a place I used to rob constantly. I used to work there and rob constantly.
Yeah.
I knew I couldn't do it anymore because I was going to get caught and my reputation and my life was going to be shit again. Mm-hmm. I forced myself to quit. I took a 50% pay cut.
Yeah, because you were stealing, right?
Because I was stealing. Yeah. But I knew eventually I would get caught. There was no, because that's the way life is.
You drinking water ain't gonna help
at
you.
him.
Oh,
smell that fart. That's a tremendous fucking.
You guys are like a married couple, dude.
No one would
This
say
is
married
sex in your
they...
60s. This is what sex in your 60s is like, dude. Just huffing somebody's fucking booty, huffing that little booty falcon, bro.
Look at poor Lee. He's been sniffing farts. He doesn't know that fart's sinking into his t-shirt.
But dude, I didn't even tell you, Joey. I forgot to tell you. So the man, we in our area, they had a lot of sinkholes, right? Because Louisiana's 8 feet underwater, brother. If you look at New Orleans, that city is 8 feet under. It's below sea level. So here's the ocean, right? Then there's naturally a bottom, and that's where they built New Orleans. You know, that's why it always floods constantly there. So it's soggy everywhere around, like our whole area. Louisiana's a swamp, you know. But they had a company for land when they wanted to build, and before they had, you know, now they got the surveyors. You see a dude out there in the morning, you think he's a pedophile, he's taking pictures of children or something, but he's looking for distance with the land with the orange vest. They made him put an orange vest on because everybody thought they was, you know, touching children or looking for children. And now, but before that, they would hook a fucking rope to you. Oh, you fucking giving him, huh?
You fucking got to whip for that.
That bird is hatching, baby, up in your fucking brain.
He's getting the core of the asshole. What this poor kid is taking tonight.
Dude, that Mother Earth right there.
I'm sitting here, they're my farts. I'm thinking of running out of
Oh, damn, boy, that fart had breast milk in it, huh? That thing is fucking...
There's one that's percolating in my asshole right now. That's going to come out like that Korean sentence.
Oh, you know what I'm saying? That's that fucking lunch animal.
And I make it ricochet off the chair.
Oh, beautiful.
So it ricochets off the 9-corner ball and it goes right into his nose. He gets him. Nobody knows how to fart like I've been farting like this for 50 fucking years.
Oh, wow.
I know how to point my hips.
Yeah.
I know how to bank them off the back. I know how to...
You're the Robert Parrish of fucking...
A fart travels 3 feet per second.
Yeah.
So I can even bang it off the wall like a pool table right here. There's a certain cut that I eliminate.
Man,
the
I'm
chair.
getting hot.
Oh yeah, you open the door a little bit. That's warm air that's coming out of my asshole. It's real.
Oh, yeah, that is.
It's real. That's how
How
protein.
warm is you, dude? Your ass might be really fucking hot.
Oh shit! Look at Cleo taking off the shirt and shit.
Your fucking ass might
Who's
be
Cleo?
Cleo, Theo.
Dude.
I don't fucking know.
Come on, man.
I smoked 20 farts.
Look.
I've inhaled 20 farts and I smoked 20 bongets.
Bro, don't be so hard on them, bro. Where I'm from, you get 2 letters right in somebody's name, that fucking counts, dude. If they don't respond after that. If you get 1 letter right.
I just thought about Cleo. I didn't know.
Yeah. But dude, so they would put kids on, this is when they used to put kids on chains and they'd have them for fucking.
What?
Yeah. They'd have them walk out into a field and see if the fucking earth fell under them. That's the area I was in.
No one ever did that to kids.
Oh yeah, they definitely did. Look it up.
What am I supposed to look up?
I don't fucking know.
Searching
You're the wizard over there.
Searching for sinkholes.
Fucking Seth Buttons over there. You're the wizard, bro.
Dog.
Type it in. I'm sorry, Lee. I'm being rude.
Don't look for that shit.
Yeah, well, you
Don't
can't.
fucking look for kids tied up looking for sinkholes. Why are you listening to him for? What's wrong with you? He's fucking with you.
I'm not fucking with him,
They
man.
don't tie no kids up. Next thing you know,
They didn't tie. It wasn't like you were
this
kidnapped.
is the fucking 40s when they used to tie Chinese people up. They would tie Chinese people up and throw them over the cliff with a stick of dynamite. And that's how they built the railroads, these fucking... Yeah, man.
Really?
The Chinese built the railroads in this fucking country. And that's how they would test it to see if it was good land. They'd make them go over the cliff with a stick of dynamite on a rope or some shit. Something fucking creepy.
Jesus.
That's why I don't think they were using white kids to see if there were sinkholes. They had to be like from other countries or something like that.
No. They didn't have any kids from other countries, boss. Black kids, that was it. and they weren't using them to do that. But they would have kids, man. It wasn't I mean, you wouldn't. It's not like you're falling into fucking, into like Hades or anything. You would just fall like 6 or 8 feet.
That's enough. Some guy fell 2 weeks ago into a den of rattlesnakes. He had to kill 3 rattlesnakes. Did you see it on Eyewitness News? He came out with blood and rattlesnake bites.
That sounds like a halfway house in Albuquerque.
This whole fucking town. I'm sure right here up in the valley somewhere. This whole fucking town. You could be walking and fall into a sinkhole. Some guy fell into a sinkhole in his front yard and he was swimming in shit. He fell right into that fucking shit pond. That tank of shit in front of your house.
Dude, I could feel it in my legs if I'm near a sinkhole, dude. No joke. I could feel it in my legs. And that's from growing up in that area, man. I swear to God, how senior citizens know, like in their spine will rattle if it's going to rain.
Right.
Like, you could feel that in your legs, man. Growing up where I grew up, you could feel if the ground is, going to be solid or going to, start to give way. I mean, you got to understand how soggy it is in Louisiana, man. You guys it's soggy, man.
The whole state?
The whole state. You fucking build a doghouse in the morning, it's fucking 30 feet away.
So what I see in the news all the time is really like, it rains a lot in Louisiana as a whole, Baton Rouge, Monroe, all those towns.
And the water's just, it's so right there on the sea level. We're probably above sea level right here, I bet. See, we check and see what we are, Lee. Do you mind looking where we are? Above sea level in, just even if you put like Los Angeles.
Studio City. We're up a little bit. Not, Colorado up, but we're up.
Yeah.
You know what scares me about Louisiana? Well, New Orleans as a whole. Did they prepare it for another Katrina?
I don't think that
when they rebuilt it, did they fucking repair it? Like, did they really?
No, I don't think they did.
When you go back there, do you see anything different? I mean, I still hear that there's places that are just done from Katrina. There's still areas that are done. They rebuilt a lot, but did they rebuild it to withstand? Because Katrina storms are just going to get stronger.
Right.
And every year we're going to get killed at one location, whether it be Galveston, Houston, Tampa, Florida. It could be one certain location.
Yeah.
It's going to eventually go back to New Orleans, and it's going to be worse than Katrina.
It's usually off Claiborne in New Orleans, most people. But I don't know what happened. I
mean, if it was in the sinkhole already after Katrina, I would have knocked that shit down, filled it with more dirt.
Yeah.
That's the obvious. The mayor got put in jail.
Ray Nagin went to jail.
He went to jail.
The chocolate badger or something. What do they call him?
That means that the money didn't get used for funds because
every mayor of Louisiana always went to jail.
Right. When he's stealing, they're all stealing.
Morial, all of the dudes have always gone to jail.
From New Orleans?
Yeah.
Are they all corrupt?
Yeah. Edwin Edwards, he was the governor of Louisiana, but he was super corrupt. That dude. It's just a corrupt place, man. It's just like kind of, it's like pirates and shit. It's a little bit. It's like Tampa, but they built a whole state out of it.
Now, is gambling allowed in Louisiana?
Yeah. You got gambling right there in New Orleans. You got all the boats, and you got Harrah's has a land casino, the only one allowed.
And they showed that in New Orleans when they got hammered. That they showed that Harrah's.
Oh, yeah.
And they showed the comic that was there.
They did?
No, that the comic that was there.
During Katrina?
The billboard was sideways. He was a comedy store guy.
Oh, wow. Really?
His name was James Stevens III.
Wow.
And he was at that casino that week.
That'd be interesting to get his take on it.
Showed Katrina, when they showed New Orleans, they showed Harrah's sign sideways with his name on it.
That's wild.
So it was just really interesting. I haven't been to New Orleans since I've been to New Orleans 2 times. And the second time was a lot better than the first time.
Yeah.
The first time was one of the most uncomfortable situations I've ever been in comedy.
Wow, really?
I took my grandma blow, and I got in the car and drove back to Houston that night.
Yeah, that's everybody's story.
The hotel was kind of a little weird. The people were a little weird. When I went back to shoot Grudge Match, since I didn't have to go to those weird spots,
it was more comfortable.
It was more comfortable. They put me in a hotel that was a home. They served 3 meals a day.
Oh, wow, like a B&B.
Downstairs, and the food was delicious. At first, I'm like, ugh. The food was out of this fucking world, man.
Wow.
I don't know what the name of the hotel was. You had your own floor
Wow.
Fucking tremendous. I still remember sitting in the living room, like in the dining room, like it was like the Last Supper table. And here I am all by myself. They gave me the whole floor.
Yeah.
So you had to use a card and press the thing. And there was maybe 3 or 4 floors, 5 floors.
I think, was it almost downtown, a little bit off the city, kind of?
It was a little bit off the city.
Yeah.
And it had you had to be downstairs from 7 to 9.
To eat.
12 to 2 or 5 to 7 to eat dinner.
To eat.
And they had 2 or 3 things on the menu. And there was no choice. If you picked one thing, it came with a soup, salad.
Yeah.
It was fucking superb.
Wow.
And I know that the one night we had a party and I went to the club and it was superb. It wasn't as dirty as I had been the first time.
Yeah.
When I went to New Orleans the first time, it had to be 99, 98.
New Orleans is out of its fucking mind.
When was Katrina?
2000, no, 2006?
When I went to New Orleans in 98 to do comedy that time, I took a fallout. It was either 98 or 99. And dog, I gotta tell you something. From the minute I parked the car to the minute I walked to the hotel to walking to the gig, I thought I was gonna get jacked.
Yeah.
I'm fucking a
lot of crime,
I've jacked people.
Right.
So I felt like I was gonna get jacked.
You got the feeling. Even the street lights are fucking telling
There
you,
was
bro, you're about to get fucked
There
up.
was people at every corner. It was lookouts.
Yeah.
People bumping into you. And years later, they made that movie Focus about pickpockets. And then when they go to the Super Bowl in New Orleans.
Wow.
And I thought about that movie, how that day I saw pickpockets.
Yeah.
Too many people bumping into you.
A lot of brothers, Bulgarians.
A lot of brothers with bad intentions,
Yeah, the black on black crime there, especially at late at night, it's crazy, man.
The drug situation
Yeah.
reminded me, like, I'm walking and some guy comes up to, like, listen, you go to New Orleans, you got to go downtown and
Yeah.
see it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not.
Yeah, you got to go to the French Quarter. You got to go.
You got to take a walk down there. So we got into town, maybe 2, checked into the hotel, and went right down there.
Yeah.
And, I mean, I wasn't on that block a minute, and I got a flash out back to 42nd Street
Yeah.
in the 70s, where people are, come in,
Come here. I got
I'm
coke.
I'm not drinking.
Yeah.
So I'm looking and I'm like making believe like I'm having a good time. And there's tons of people on the street. And right away, some guy came up to me.
Oh, yeah.
So, what are you looking for, player?
They'll have a baby carriage full
And
of
I was
fucking
like,
cocaine.
I don't know
Cocaine.
what you got.
Yeah.
And he goes, I got this, I got this, I got this. I go, let's get some cocaine. Let's see what you got. And he goes, man, I got cocaine that'll make you dance and shit.
Yeah.
He goes, stand right here. My player will come over and talk to you. Give him the money, then I'll come back.
And it's all of that shit.
And I was like,
and you
game
get
out.
murdered at the end.
Game out.
Yeah.
And,
That's how it always is. And that happens a lot.
And I saw it. I mean, I saw it within 4 minutes.
Yeah.
I
But
go,
a lot of
"That's it."
idiots won't see it.
Well, they're tourists.
Tourists.
They're looking for drugs.
And they want it
They get
fast.
nasty, and they're just going to get robbed.
They
I
do
went-
that shit, man.
I went back to the hotel room, and when I got to the club, the doorman asked me,
Yeah.
you need anything while you're here? What are you talking about?
You're
I
like,
got weed, I
"Fuck."
got powder. I go, give me a gram of powder.
Everything.
It was beautiful.
Yeah.
I took it to the hotel room. I did a line. And even the front desk people, I thought were going to rob me. Like, everybody there just seemed so fucking fucked up.
It seems like a movie. I mean, there's a lot.
I'll tell you what fucked me up. They knocked on my door. Well, as soon as I got to the hotel room,
Oh,
I went
that's
to the bathroom,
shady.
I took a piss, I washed my hands, I took the coke out, I chopped it up, I opened up a beer, I took like 2 sips out of the beer, I had a
Yeah.
6-pack with me, I did a line of coke, dog, 1 little line, I put the coke away, and the door knocked. And when I opened it, the guy was like, oh man, I'm just checking up on you, making
Yeah.
sure you're okay. And I was like,
the fuck you doing?
Okay.
Yeah. We're adults.
I
What are you
closed the
checking
door,
up on?
bro.
me?
The coke hit me a little bit, but not enough to make me paranoid or fuck me up.
Yeah.
I called the other comic. I said, dog, what are you doing? He goes, nothing. I go, you feel like driving home? He goes, I don't want to spend the night here either.
Wow.
We both got in the car and I left, and that was and I never forget walking back to the car. It was 11:30, and all I could smell was fucking vomit.
Yeah. Oh, if you're down by the French Quarter stuff, it's
Like
gross.
it smelled like fuck.
But they're redoing it now. They're redoing the streets
Did you
down
go,
there.
when I called you last week, you were in New Orleans.
I was in Baton Rouge.
Oh, you were in Baton Rouge. I thought you were in New Orleans.
But dude, even in Baton Rouge, man, I'm out there. We're taking the kids. I got nieces and nephews, and they're little tigers and all kinds of shit, costumes. And we're taking them, and you'd have, couple, brothers running by like, I got coke, I got coke, and we're out there fucking taking the kids like, trick or treating, you know. I got Molly. What you need? Like, what the fuck, dude? I'm already, you know, they got the kid dressed up like a damn mountain lion. I'm not doing a bunch of coke at the house, you know.
Yeah, it reminded me of Times Square. Like they were just bitching, barking at you. And
I got coke. I got fucking drywall. One dude had drywall.
the
I'm like,
guy
I'm not
was-
fucking buying that at night.
the guy I was with that was driving was like a nice feature act. Like he was like Lee,
Yeah.
and he was petrified. I don't even think he's in the business.
Does Lee
anymore.
open for you now? No.
No.
Right.
No. I'm talking about this guy had been doing it for like 10 years, 8 years.
Yeah.
He had a day job
Yeah.
and stuff. And he drove me, and he was like, he didn't do drugs, he didn't drink, he had a girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
He was a Christian. And I remember even at the comedy
He was
gig,
scared?
He didn't feel good.
Yeah.
He didn't like it. The gig was like a once a month thing, and it got
It's
9
pirate
drunk
country.
people.
Yeah.
Got 9 drunk people, bro. It didn't even get an audience. They paid you, and I heard maybe a month later they canceled it.
Yeah. Every time that happens in Louisiana, they don't want comedy, man,
They don't want comedy.
because they like to hear the story.
Baton Rouge, they do. Baton Rouge had a funny
Baton Rouge,
bone
I used
for
to go to
years.
Mike, what's his name, had a club down there. My
Oh.
buddy Tommy Pancos was the DJ over there, and then he ended up being the GM for a while.
At the Funny Bone.
Yeah. That's where I started.
I was there when the girl was there. Chris Titus's girlfriend was the manager.
Oh, no, that's Shreveport.
Is that Shreveport?
Yeah.
Okay. Does Baton Rouge still have a club?
Baton Rouge doesn't.
How about Shreveport?
It moved over to Bossier, across the river over to Bossier City. I opened up for Dave Attell there one time. And Tommy, fucking Andy Dick tried to blow me at the casino there, right? Then how about this? 3 years later, I'm back there again. Andy Dick's there shooting something again. Offered to blow me at the casino. He forgot he'd offered me 3 years earlier, and I told him no. What a small world, you know?
What did he say to you? How does somebody offer to something?
He had a girl, he had a little hitman. So he'd bait you with that pussy and then switch it out for his own wiener.
Well, how
And that
would
was
he-
like his move, you
He'd
know?
send the girl over.
Yeah, you want to come do something wild or something? And then you'd come over, you know, and you'd like be thinking about her pussy or thinking about her tits or something. And while you're doing that, he's there, and then they're talking about like a threesome or something. And then she goes to get something, get drinks or get a salad or something. And then you're fucking sitting there and it's just you and him, you know, and you're like, fuck this shit, man. You know, I'm not doing this. I'm not fucking out here looking for sinkholes for fucking $2 an hour, you know?
So that dude
You should have called me a fucking decade ago, bro,
That dude'll
and tied a chain to my back. You
That dude will
know?
fuck you to death too.
Oh,
He'll fuck you to death.
bro, he'll fuck you like a Bichon on meth, bro.
He got arrested again recently, did he not?
Did he? I don't know. He's got a beautiful son
check
though.
it
His son is a nice kid, Sonny Lucas or whatever his name is. I
How
think.
do you know him? Through comedy?
Yeah, I met the son through comedy. Because the son of a always tries to do comedy as well. Andy Lucas Dick is his name. He's a super nice kid. He's actually pretty funny. I don't know if he still does it or not.
Yeah, in July.
And I'm not judging him. I don't know if everybody's
got
funny
arrested for?
in their own world.
Sexual battery.
What's sexual battery?
I don't know, dude, but I could fucking add 2 charges to it, I'm sure.
Yeah,
Bro. I'll tell you that, dude. I mean, they were AAA batteries. I saw his dick, bro. It's nothing to fucking
showed
even
you
look
his dick,
at.
too?
Yeah. He showed me it, dude. And I didn't look for a long time. I'll tell you that, bro.
Oh, he did.
Dude, it was the kind of dick you could see in one glance. Like some dicks, you got to be like, oh, you got to almost look at both sides to see the real, you know, to see the whole city. But this thing, it was a little township, bro. It was something they'd have in South Africa, out in the Soweto villages or something.
Like I said, when I was a young man, a guy in a car, tried to grab my dick. That's one thing.
Yeah.
But a guy taking his dick out, I don't know what I would do.
I think you just walk away, man. Or you say something crazy, you know. I'm not like if somebody wants to be wild and they're on drugs, I'm not a violent, you know. Here's what works for me. No. I'm out, bruh. You know, I don't do all the party meat and all of that. So,
There's a certain element of your manhood. There's a certain element
yeah.
of your manhood, you know, that one day you decide what you are and what you're not going to do.
Yeah.
I have nothing, again, nothing, whether you want to be a transgender, if you want to be gay, I have nothing about your
Yeah.
sexual orientation.
If you want to play for the fucking Tampa Bay Buccaneers, I don't give a fuck.
But, okay, even Boogie Nights, you've seen Boogie Nights.
Yeah.
You've seen
Only saw it once, though.
Okay, there's a scene where the heroin boy buys a new car, and he calls Marky Wahlberg to see it. And the guy makes out with him, and then Marky Wahlberg goes, "What the fuck happened?" And he doesn't really know, and
It's tricky.
that shit to me, like, I wouldn't know what I'd do. Like, if somebody went to make out with me,
Yeah.
like, I wouldn't know what to do.
What if they were like a world champion of something?
I still wouldn't know what to do.
Like, dude, if some fucking, some guy who sells, salads or something is trying to make
me looking at you on a line of coke and going, you know what, Theo?
Yeah.
I don't know if you know this. I switch sides from time to time. I think you're very handsome.
Right.
I think you would say to me, Joey, you're my dog and I love you. But you and me can't bat that way. I don't do that shit. I think you'd be mad at me for a week. You'd tell a couple of your friends. But then over the years, we'd forget about it. That's one thing. If we were coked up at 5 a.m. and I came clean with you, that I banged a couple guys from time to time. I'm married. I got a wife. But I'm bisexual. That's one thing. But for me to be snorting coke with you at your house, and all of a sudden I go to the bathroom and I come out and you're naked on your couch,
hunting for
I gotta fuck you up.
Yeah.
I gotta at least smack you in the face.
Yeah.
To make you. I don't know. I don't know how I would react.
I'd do something.
I don't know how I would react if you just took your dick out.
Here's the thing.
I've been around guys who've taken their dick out and I've laughed. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about me going into a bathroom, me coming back out, and you're naked on the couch and you sit next to me and touch my dick or something
I'm
like
not
that.
doing that shit.
I don't know.
I wouldn't do it.
I don't know.
I say don't do it.
And I've been in cokey situations where I could see it coming on, and I left. And I left before it even happened.
Oh, dude, some guy in New Orleans one time had fucking locks on his bathroom. This guy gets me into the bathroom. We're doing some cocaine after the Super Bowl or something, and next thing I know, they have 2 doors in the bathroom. And he puts a fucking bolt on one of them, and I'm like, Jesus, dude. And then I look over at the other one, and it has a bolt on it. I'm like, I'm out of here, Jack. And I thought about trying to do a little more cocaine and then just keeping my foot in the door wedge while I did it, but I was like, fuck that.
No.
I'm just out of here. Because you don't know what that guy had. I mean, I don't know. But you know what the place where that happens the most, bro? And you can hear it happening in the distance is Los Angeles, bro.
Yes.
This is the kind of place, like, for as much as Los Angeles and the people out here call out, like the rest of America, for having shitty values and this and that, this place is fucked up, Jack. This place is the dark arts, bro.
People have no idea. If you really think about it, and I'm not being a funny guy here or whatever, the Me Too movement has slowed down a little bit.
Yeah.
Thank God it lost momentum.
Yeah.
It was getting too out of control. I have a daughter. I was raised by a single mom. I have a wife. A ton of my friends are females.
Yeah.
And I feel for you. But it was getting, I think when Argento got busted for fucking the underage kid.
Yeah.
And then these women came out against Kavanaugh, and that, 36 years is a long time. I changed a lot.
Oh, yeah.
36 years. Since 1982, I think of the person I am, and I've changed 4 times.
Yeah,
so,
agreed.
That's number one. You can't take that away from a man and a woman. And number 2, I think that, you have your fucking Cosbys. You have your Harvey Weinsteins. Harvey Weinstein was 10 times worse than what we know.
Right.
And
right. And the people that
about it last night or 2 nights ago with Felicia, and there's 20 more Harvey Weinsteins.
100%. And there's a lot of actresses hiding those men still, and they knew about him. It's only whenever the gavel starts to fall and it affects people's pocketbooks and shit that they realize their money's safe, then they'll chime up.
Well, I love NBC. They gave me Sanford and Son. They gave me Chico and the Man. They gave me News Radio. They've given me a lot of shows I've liked.
Yeah.
But think about that. I want you 2 guys and the people listening at home to think about that.
Mm-hmm.
NBC knew about Bill Cosby. Again, NBC knew about Bill Cosby.
Right.
But they didn't give a fuck because of the money he was generating.
Yeah.
Okay? That goes with any sport. Conor McGregor could do whatever the fuck he wants.
Oh, yeah.
When you generate that type of money, you want to come out at the weigh-in with a bottle of whiskey
and give
it to the president of the fucking league or whatever he calls himself. you know, when you're that type of person,
Daniel White.
you could do whatever the fuck you want. You
Yeah.
know, so
Yeah.
there's 20 Harvey Weinsteins
Yeah.
that we have
fucking-
not
yeah.
been exposed yet, or nobody really.
Sean
you know,
Weinstein, Dixon Weinstein,
Yeah,
fucking
there's a bunch of Weinsteins that have not been exposed that are hiding now. That
Yavel.
went away quietly into the night. That
Yep.
said, you know what, we got away with this.
for a long time.
We didn't. Nobody came out.
Yeah, and well, here's one. You know, one thing that I started to notice when it was, you know, I think there's a lot of comedians out there that start to use it as not even comedians. I mean, I guess there's this. It's uncomfortable when you start to feel like, and I just try to trust my instincts. I know a lot of women are, you know, taken advantage of. I know, dude, a lot of men get objectified by women as well these days, and people don't want to talk about that, you know. And I know that sounds like kind of a bitch thing to say, but you know, there's a lot of women out there using men as they see fit as well, you know, for different things. And, you
Here's
know,
the place.
yeah, here in
Here's
LA.
the place.
Yeah, in LA.
Here's
This
the place.
business. And so I don't like it when you get a lot of these, you know, fancy ladies saying, oh, feminism this and feminism that, but they're just selling books and bullshit to you. You know what I'm saying? They're just peddlers. They don't give a real fuck about anybody but themselves. And I, you know, that's one thing I hope technology at one point can like tell people's hearts, you know? Like I hope at one point, like a Fitbit, you could wear a Fitbit that tells you like if that person actually has any genuine care in themselves for you, you know. And I think that that's when technology is really gonna help us, because right now we're out here fucking around, you know, people jerking off, guys addicted to their own, you know, semen and everything, all of this shit on the internet. And it's just, you know, we're in the rot gut stages of technology right now. We're still learning about this shit.
We're in a place, bro.
But yeah, the Me Too thing was too stuff. It was too. Well, here's. I just wanted to get this point out. Sorry to interrupt you, Joey.
No.
Girls started asking me, "Can I come on the road with you to open for you?" Right? And I was afraid to let them come with me because I don't trust. Like, that's what that movement kind of did to me, because I've always tried to value women. Yes, like I'm sure I've objectified women before sexually, you know, and wanted, you know, to be with a woman just for sex or had sexual interests, you know, like lead some of my thoughts. I think some of that's limbic in a man. You're gonna, you know, if I see a woman, I don't, you know, my first thought isn't like I want to, you know, buy her a house and just think about her always. Some of my thought is in my dick, you know, and that's nature. And that's Mother Nature put some of your brain in the end of your dick. And the thing that gets me is like now it's like women will ask me, well, hey, could I come and feature for you? And it's like, I don't know. Like, that's very scary. Like, I've 2 years ago, I'd have been like, yeah, I'll give any woman, like, I don't have any issue with it, right? I'm not going to try to fuck this girl. You know, I respect her as an artist. But now I'm like, what if this girl has some crazy intention?
Well, no. You know who you're taking on the road. I think
Right, but it makes me second guess
Kate
that.
Quigley and Felicia Michaels. I've known them both for years.
Yeah, Kate, I have no issue.
It would not turn me on to fuck Kate. I love her to death, and she's beautiful. She's
Right.
like a little sister.
Yeah.
You know, Felicia's like a sister to me.
Yeah.
So if I went on the road with a woman that came up to me, like I've had women ask me, and they don't stay at the hotel. They stay at their own home. They live in Austin or
Right.
something like that. I have no problem, bro. I don't play that shit at all. I know what it's like to be a young girl. I have a daughter, and I remember what it was like 20 years ago. I'm going to tell you who can't stand me.
Right. Well, I'll do that.
I was thinking about this the other day. You know who cannot stand me? No. You know who you can't mention my name around? Chelsea Handler.
Oh, she's the worst.
The first time I met Chelsea Handler, I went off on her in a sexual way.
You tried to fuck her?
She was fucking gorgeous.
Yeah.
She was gorgeous. I knew that at that time she was doing drugs.
Yeah.
She was opening up for Dave Attell. I was fucked up on drugs.
Did y'all ever fuck?
No. What, are you fucking retarded? Are you fucking crazy? No.
I don't think it's crazy you would fuck someone. I think people fuck each other.
If I'm telling you, you can't mention my name around her. I went to that black club.
She still wants to fuck you?
No, bro. Stop trying to be funny.
I'm not trying to be funny.
There was no fucking involved. I was a fucking asshole to her. We were doing that dumb black club on fucking...
J-Spot.
No, the other one. On
Union Station.
Beverly Boulevard. Up down the block from the chicken place. There used to be a club there one night. And there was
Comedy Union.
Comedy Union. This had to be 1998, bro. And I was out there every night with a package. You know, and I'm at the store.
You were geeked up.
And I'm geeked up, luring bitches with coke and shit.
Yeah.
And I go to
And she's there.
And I go to the comedy union to do a spot, and I see Chelsea Handler looking finer than a motherfucker.
Did she have big breasts then, or what?
Oh, in 1998, Chelsea Handler was fucking banging. So we start talking. She tells me she's very sweet to me.
Yeah.
She tells me what her credentials was, and not 6 minutes into the conversation, I'm like, let's get a rock of coke and let me eat your pussy and shit. And her face turned pale.
Really?
And she's crazy as it is, but I knew that I had done something wrong. And then 3 months later, she was dating a friend of mine. And I went to a
black guy?
No, a white guy. And I went to a party and saw her. And the look she gave me was just horrid. And after that, somebody came up to me one day and they go, why does she hate you so much? And I know, because one night she caught me, you know, like just sometimes
Squirreling.
Women throw you off. You know what I'm saying? Like you have no idea how good she looked that night.
Yeah.
Like this is when Chelsea had the Volvo. That's when she had the Volvo.
Wow.
She was banging. She would go up to the store and do the 9:15 spot every night. Fucking banging. But I'd never met her before.
Yeah.
I'd never met her before. I saw her and we started talking. And the next minute we were talking about cocaine and shit. And next thing you know, I'm like, Chelsea, I gotta tell you something. You look fine in a motherfucker.
Wow, yeah.
Let's go somewhere and do some blow. And she was like, what the fuck are you talking about? Get the fuck out of you, disgusting fat slob.
Really? Were you fatter?
No, I was just, you know, a gross person, man. I didn't know. I was doing coke. And until this day, you can't mention my name. It's fucking hysterical. But at least I'm honest about it.
Yeah.
I didn't grope her or Harvey her. I just asked her the truth. I'm going to suck you, you know. I was...
when you're on cocaine, man.
And from 98 to 2000 till I met Terry, 97, 96, that was all I had. I wasn't a handsome guy.
Yeah.
So I would just tell you, I got an 8-ball of coke and you got a pussy. What do you want to do?
Yeah.
You want to sit here and talk to Lee all night about fucking computers and podcasts? Or you want to come up to the room and get your little monkey eating with a coke rock on it? If you say that to 10 women, 2 of them are going to go home with you.
Oh, dude, I'm about to go home with you, bro.
If you say it 10 times
right now.
If you go up to 10 women and say that, one of you is going to take you up on your fucking own.
Yeah. You want me to fucking...
It was crazy.
Hunt that fox with these
it
rocks,
was
baby.
Fucking crazy.
Oh, dude, that was craziest. I remember, man. And she, I remember she came into I was working at some club over there. They used to have that. When I moved to town, man, I really started doing comedy in Los Angeles. You know, when I really think about it, like, I think the first time I ever went up on stage was in New Orleans, but after that, I just happened to be out here. I came out here to visit a buddy, and then next thing you know, they had comedy. I ended up living with my friend, and they had comedy down the street from us over on San Vicente, over in Brentwood. And so they had a place over there. That guy with the wooden leg used to run it. TJ's White Boys of Comedy, Mark Franco. And TJ Mark, somebody, not TJ Mark Walters, different TJs, but it was 2 blocks away, so I walked down there on Wednesday night, and they started letting me get up. But anyway, Bruco had a room over there in Westwood, and Chelsea Handler would come in, Jim Norton would come in and stuff. And Chelsea wasn't like famous or anything then, but she was kind of popular, you know. She was a comedian. It was like real amateurs over there, And yeah, I just didn't like her. I went and did her show one time, and she wouldn't even look at me, and she just treated me. And then on social media and stuff, and social media is not a good way to judge somebody, but you know, sometimes we do. And she just doesn't seem to have any empathy for people. There's something about her that makes me seem like she's just disconnected.
When you did the TV show for her.
Yeah.
How many times did you do it?
Just one time.
And what was her behavior towards you?
She wouldn't look at me, you know. She would talk to me, but wouldn't look at me. And she just made me feel, I don't know. She didn't make me feel like welcome, you know. And when you're young and you're nervous, and I already got nervous, and you know, the industry had has never really given me much. You know, this industry's never given me much. You know, it's crazy to me. You're just getting a show over there at Fox, you know. Or I don't know if we can talk about that or whatever, but, you know, or an opportunity for that, you know. It's like, it's crazy. It's like, but anyway, I've always had that little bit of chip on my shoulder maybe, but yeah, she just made me feel like, I don't know, like I wasn't funny or I wasn't good enough or just stuff like that, you know?
There's nothing worse than going on something and somebody shuns you and you expect it.
Yeah, because I had expectations. I had at least there'd be some niceness, you know, like there's some excitement. Instead, it was like she's just kind of like this star, this thing. But now to me, I have this vision of her, and this could be wrong, of like a lonely, you know, older woman in like a castle with all this money, and she's just lonely. And I don't want anybody to end up that way. And that could just be me thinking that way to make myself feel better, you know, that I felt like she was mean to me. But she seems like a real cunt to me, so whatever.
You know, you got to give something up for something, you know. And with fame comes, you know, like I remember watching some program and Jennifer Aniston said when they shot the pilot for Friends that to celebrate, the guy took her to Vegas. The executive producer took everybody to Vegas.
Wow.
And then gave them each $500 and said, walk to the casino and gamble this, because that's the last time you're ever gonna be able to walk through a casino again.
Wow.
That's how big you guys are gonna be, you know.
They knew it out of the gate, huh?
They knew it out of the gate, you know. And it's so weird how you...
That's amazing.
Listen, man. I was in this for so long, and I struggled for so long as a human being, that no matter what you throw at me now, it wouldn't change.
Yeah.
Like, I'm done. Like,
yeah, you already baked.
You only had me to go crazy when I was maybe up to 32.
Yeah.
33, 34. Yeah, I would have gone a different crazy. I would have gone drug crazy at that age. But I always knew what I was. What makes people crazy in this town is not knowing what they are. Either they're too much or too little. It's like being somewhere where you don't belong. I always stress that, because one day you're going to do that and you're going to see how bad you feel. And you're going to think of me as a comedian or an actor. You know, when you shoot a show, you ever shoot a show for somebody? Yeah, you shoot. And you go to these shows and you see the same fucking comics. They're always coming by to say hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got invited to this, so I came. And you look at them and you go, have you shot this show? And they go, no. And you feel bad for them. You go, then why the fuck are you here? Because I shot this show, one episode, and I feel bad being here. Like, I shot one scene on one show and I feel like a fucking asshole. So you didn't even shoot the show, but you're down here doing what? What is your purpose?
Yeah.
What is your fucking purpose? You look like a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
You're eating free food, whatever. If you don't belong somewhere, do not be at that fucking place.
Yeah.
Do not be at that place. You asked me a question before. You take Lee on the road. Lee's been doing comedy less than a year.
Yeah. I didn't realize that.
I would
didn't know
not
that.
do him any favors.
Yeah.
It would not do him any favors. It would ruin him.
Yeah.
It would ruin him. I know that.
Yeah.
He's not ready by no means.
Yeah.
He's 2 years away, or I'd ruin him. His whole perception of stand-up would be ruined.
That's a good point. That's very
His whole
true.
perception. I took him to the Wilbur Theater. He saw what it's like. Now the rest is up to him.
Yeah.
He's 2 years away from even stepping on a stage with me on a plane.
Yeah.
Because I know what it would do to him.
Yeah.
He needs to go on his own now and go to Lexington, Kentucky, and go to all the places where they've never seen a Jew.
Yeah.
And do that, then
Jay
get
him
back
down,
to me
brother.
in 2 or 3 years. And
You can
we'll
do
see what we
blackface too
got.
if you're Jewish, I think. Don't you guys get
No,
that?
they can't
No,
do
no,
that.
I think
Don't even bring that
I'll
up.
hold off on
They
that.
just fucking fired Kellen Megan. Now you got to bring up blackface. You like to kiss of death tonight. What the fuck is wrong with you? I don't want to hear blackface. I don't want to talk about blackface. They just fired Megan Kelly and you want to bring up blackface. You got great things happening in your fucking life. Leave blackface alone, all right?
I just didn't know if Lee could do it.
No,
No, I'm gonna hold off on that one.
No, it's the truth.
Yeah.
I would not be doing him any favors.
Oh, you wouldn't be doing any favors at
The
all.
first guy that took me out, I was doing comedy 4 years.
Yeah.
First time I got taken out, and I wasn't ready. But it was fraternities. So
Really?
yeah, it was.
Who was it?
His name was Todd Jordan. And he took me on like 2 or 3 or 4 weeks of fraternities every night. It was rush season, whatever that is, and he would have a different frat every night. 2 frats, 3 frats. And I'd been doing comedy 4 years, and I was just bomb. I was like an Arab.
Oh, yeah.
I was just going into places to bomb. I would call a bomb alert. You guys are prepared, you're going to get a bomb. I wasn't ready.
Yeah.
And at that time, that's all I wanted. And I would say to myself, whew, I'm happy I didn't get this call 2 years ago. I still remember going, like doing comedy a couple months and going to an NBC. No. Johnny Walker.
The liquor?
In the 80s and 90s, if you wanted to be anybody, you had to win the Johnny Walker Red competition in San Francisco.
Wow.
That's what elevated you. Every year, Johnny Walker did a national comedy competition, and it would end up on Channel 13 or something, but you still got national exposure.
Yeah.
And now you went into clubs. That was one of the credits. It was either that, The Tonight Show, or HBO.
Oh, yeah.
So that was the exposure. What were we talking about?
The first time Todd Jordan taking on the road.
So Todd Jordan.
It took you on, you weren't ready, you said.
I was almost ready.
You were bombing. Sorry, you were, yeah,
I was
you were
bombing.
not saying that.
He took
yeah.
me on a 3-week camp.
Wow.
What that is 3 weeks of doing comedy every night for 3 weeks, for 5 nights a week. And you get to adjust. And that really helped me right away. That was a big push. When I finished those 3 weeks, I was a better comic. And then I was doing then I started doing triple runs.
Yeah.
And I did triple runs for 4 years.
Wow.
And that's a complete different adjustment. That's every night. You got to adjust, plus drive 8 hours, plus fucking do radio. But, oh, yeah, that's fucking navigational comedy. You know, sometimes you finish the gig and drive that night because you got an 8-hour drive. I might as well get to the hotel and sleep all day. You know, it teaches you how to deal with this.
Yeah, that's what I struggle with now.
Later. Yes, a
Is
lot of people
not taking care of myself and not timing things well.
A lot of people don't know. You know, there was a comic. His name was Doug Williams, a great guy. Great guy. He created a show. He got Martin to sign off on it.
Wow.
And it was one of the first comedy shows to go to Stars. Stars was a black network at the time, and they had a comedy series. Mm-hmm. And it did like 3 years. That guy today, a friend of mine called me and said he went on a cruise ship, and he saw Doug Williams on a cruise ship.
Wow.
What happened was Doug Williams he went to a roast.
Oh, yeah, and Jamie Foxx made fun of him.
Jamie Foxx tore him up.
That was kind of mean of Jamie Foxx. Did you think that?
It was very mean of Jamie Foxx, but the problem was he didn't belong there. He did not belong there.
Who, Doug Williams didn't?
No, he was nobody to belong there.
He was too young to be up there.
Not too young. He just didn't belong there. Just did not belong in that room. He knew it, but he was a gavone. His eyes were bigger than his stomach.
Yeah.
And he went there anyway, and he got burnt.
Yeah.
And that ended everything. You cannot go somewhere where you do not belong in comedy or in life.
Right.
If you don't belong there, don't go down there because you're going to get in trouble.
Yeah. That's a good, man, that's a really
With
great
stand-up, I hate that shit. When people say I'm out there, what do they call it?
Running the light?
No.
What do they call it?
When they go out and mingle. There's a name for that.
Networking.
Networking. You think you're
Fuck
networking.
that.
Rub my balls on your network.
I've never been a networker
You
like
network on stage.
Yeah.
You network on stage. Every
I've always been
stage you go
nervous to talk to people. I used to be nervous when I would come in here. I used to be nervous when there's some comedians that still make me kind of nervous sometimes when I see them, to be around. It's just because you don't know them well, you always look up to them, and then you see them and it makes you nervous.
Well, the worst thing about a comic that you look up to is when you go to the store and you meet them. And this happens to comics or me probably. You don't get the reception that you're looking for.
Yeah, that's what I worry about.
Some of my idols, I didn't get the reception I was looking for, so I didn't talk to them. I didn't talk to Andrew Dice Clay for the first year I was at the store. And I'd see him up there 5 nights a week. Why? Because...
It wasn't your place.
No.
Yeah, you had nothing to say to him.
No.
You had no circles that was the same. Yeah.
No. And no. And then you get emails from people, well, it's terrible to meet your heroes because you approached me the wrong way.
Yeah. And at the wrong time. Yeah, there's a dude that comes up to me a lot. He's always kind of coked up, I can tell, at the Comedy Store. And now I hate that guy coming around. He knows it's uncomfortable too. I'm like, why does he keep doing this,
I don't judge people on the drug aspect. I don't care if somebody does drugs.
He's always trying to get me in Ponzi schemes and shit.
Yeah, no, those people I just delete. I tell them to get the fuck out of my face. Yeah. I don't want to hear about it. When I'm doing comedy, bro.
Yeah.
And like this week, I have a rough week. Like tonight, I'll be in New York, and that's my roughest week because I have to deal with family.
Yeah.
I have to talk to people. I got 200 people waiting to take a picture.
Yeah.
And you paid $20, and now I got to talk to you for a half hour. I got to find the way to say, listen, bro, can you step aside and let these... But wait. Remember the time we went... No! Let these people take the pictures, and then you can talk to me all you want. It's very tough for people to understand that.
Yeah. It's weird.
Tough.
That's where I'm getting, I've been struggling a lot with this because it's like, I love, it's like you work so hard to get people to come out, and then people start coming out. And, it's a lot of my audience is dudes like me, that struggle with stuff, or just regular people, good people. I feel like a lot of our audiences are probably similar, like good people that come out to enjoy themselves, and I want to be able to spend time with each one of them afterwards.
Do you sell T-shirts afterwards?
As a regular person, yeah.
See, I don't.
Right.
Because I want them to be able to come to me and talk to me.
And not have to do that, yeah.
Yeah, I sell it to you. You want a T-shirt, go online.
Yeah.
I'm not carrying T-shirts across the country. I'm not. If I want to,
I don't carry all this shit. I'll mail it there and sell it.
Still the same fucking point.
Yeah.
Because then again, you have a different complication. Now
you have people that feel.
Now I bought a T-shirt, so now I'm going to give you a fucking ear beating.
I see what you're saying.
I don't have time for any ear beating in between shows.
Yeah.
I need to focus in between. You want a good show from me?
Yeah.
Or you want a fucking T-shirt?
Right.
You want a good show? Let's forget about the fucking T-shirt.
Yeah, I'll tell people don't feel obligated to buy a shirt to come and say hey or to.
But yeah,
like
just think about it. Would you go say hey and not buy a shirt from somebody?
That's a good point.
I'd rather you not sell the fucking shirt and let them come over and shake their hand.
Yeah.
It's like when people pay for VIP packages. I feel bad for you.
Yeah.
I feel bad for you. For two reasons. I would never charge to do a VIP package. Because now I'm forced to talk to you and you're forced to talk to me. That's not a relationship.
Right.
That's bullshit. I would never sell a VIP package. I want you to come up to me after the show, take a picture, tell me what you got to tell me, and get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
If you pay me the $85 for the VIP, that means I got to hear your fucking ear beating for 2 hours.
Yeah.
We don't have 2 hours.
Right.
I want you to come to the shows. I want you to enjoy yourself. I want you to take a picture. We're going to communicate while we're taking a picture, and then you got to go. There's 200 people behind you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I don't ever want to take money from somebody to feel that I have to talk to them after a show.
Yeah.
So they can come to a certain gated area. I think that is the most grossest.
Is that how they do that?
Yeah, like you can sell VIP package and 20 people come in the back afterward and talk to you, and you take a picture with them. Listen, how about we do this? How about I don't sell you dick? You shake my hand, we take a picture, you go your way, I go my way.
Yeah.
We talk for 2 minutes. You got to be considerate of other people.
Right.
And that's it.
And most people are, but here's the thing that I'm running into, right? And so this is a good thing that I can ask you, actually, because you have experience, is I'm noticing, so I'll go out after the first show, right? And there's a line, like you say, there's 100, 150 people want to say, hey, want to meet me, and I want to meet them. But then by the end of that, I am so just exhausted emotionally, bro, that then it's like the second show, I find myself being more temperamental because all of your kindness and you just feel a little empty, and I don't mean that in a bad way. I don't care about those people, or it just gets hard. You know what I'm saying though? And am I complaining? Is that just a...
No, you're not complaining. But people will listen to this have to decide what they want. I have to decide what do I want.
Yeah.
Me, I want to see a fucking great show.
Yeah.
When I go anywhere, to a concert, anything, I want to see a great fucking show, man. That's it.
Yeah.
I want to leave there going, you know what? My $26 was worth it. My $27.50 was worth it. So for me to do that, guess what? Sometimes, number one, the shows are sold out.
Yeah.
The staff, as soon as I get there Thursday, they say to me, listen, you sold out Friday and Saturday. We only have one exit. Is there any way you can't come out in between shows? No, you know anything about me, that breaks my heart.
Right. Yeah, that's how I feel.
I know you got a babysitter. I know you drove, you paid to park. I'm aware of all these things.
Yeah.
But guess what? I got to do what's best for the club and for the people for the second show.
Yeah.
somebody talked my wife into me selling T-shirts, and I noticed that emotional hour in between was, by the time I got on stage to the second show, there was nothing left.
Yeah, that's what I'm starting to
left.
notice a little bit.
People, there's nothing left. There's nothing left. The hugs, the kisses, the pictures. You go back in, it's showtime. Now you're running late because your people didn't get in.
Yeah.
Now that show starts 25 minutes late. That means there's 20. Every time a minute ticks past showtime, is one more minute they'll be drunk.
Right. Right. Yeah. Then
And
they're
now
drunker.
you have this confusion.
Now the babysitter's later.
There is nothing that pisses me off more than a club that starts a show late.
Yeah, me either.
You want to not make me come back to your club?
Yeah.
Start a show late. 7 o'clock is 7:05. I understand people are driving.
Right.
And 9:30 is 9:35.
Yeah.
I don't want to be on stage at 12:30 at night for a 9 o'clock show.
Yeah. Fuck that.
That's
so
why
what do you do then?
that's
What do
why
I do?
You know, man, if the first show is sold out, I cannot go out. If the first show is sold out, the club does not want you to go out.
And your fans are okay with that?
They have to be.
Yeah.
They have to be. We're not in the picture business. We're in the comedy business. I'm in the business of giving you the best show that I can give you.
Yeah.
So for me to be able to do that, I can't be out there in between shows slinging shirts with glasses on, taking pictures. You're absolutely right. It draws your energy.
Yeah.
You know, this is the week that everybody wants to take me out to dinner at 5 o'clock. Lee Sayat, you know me a long time. You don't see me after 4.
Yeah.
You do not see me after 4. I will, when I go out in the morning, I will buy a protein bar.
Yeah.
So I do not have to leave my room after 4 o'clock.
Yeah. You take a rest.
Those 3 hours before the show, those are my time.
Right.
I put my feet up. I watch an episode of Sons of Anarchy.
Yeah.
I hit the vapor pen, and my notebook is wide open, and there's a pen close by. And I also got another notebook open somewhere else.
For what is that?
Whatever
knows?
comes to my mind. Comedy over here, and a story over here. Sons of Anarchy over here. A glass, 2 things of water, a pack of nicotine gum,
Yeah.
and a vapor pen. And that's what I do from 4 to 7.
That's cool, huh?
Show starts at 7:30. About 6:15, I start stretching. I throw some punches. I turn the shower on. I let the shower get nice and hot. I start stretching a little bit just to get my body
yeah,
mobile,
man.
just to work.
Yeah.
That's what you do.
No,
I don't
I'm
wanna
feeling
talk to
you.
I don't want to talk to anybody.
Yeah.
Hey, how you doing? I got, my agents, they're great. You sit here all week.
Yeah.
Then on Friday at 6:30, I want to
They
call
wanna
you with
call
an
you.
offer. Listen, call your mother on a Friday at 6:30. I'm only concerned with the 2 shows.
Yeah.
That's all I'm concerned about.
And this is what works best for you.
This is what works best for me.
Yeah.
A great headliner once told me, great headliner once told me that if you headline, rest is the most important thing. For me to give the audience the show I want,
Yeah.
there's no dinners at 4. I'm not meeting you to smoke out. I'm not meeting nobody.
Yeah.
I'm not meeting nobody.
Man, it's so
When
crazy.
you pay
I
20
needed
when you-
a lot.
when
I
you
needed
pay-
to talk about this.
When you pay $25 to $28 to see me,
Yeah.
you don't see me out of the hotel room. There's no this Thursday I go to do 2 podcasts in New York,
You see the show.
and Friday, and I'm back in my room by 1.
Yeah.
And Friday I go to the cemetery and bring flowers for my mother.
Yeah.
Besides that, nobody sees me. The reason why I stay where I stay is because there's 2 of my favorite places, and they deliver.
Yeah.
And this hotel has breakfast for free.
Yeah. I like that.
And even though it's a half a Hindu hotel,
Yeah.
the eggs are good. It's white bread, and they got oatmeal. That's fucking out of this world. So I'm at least held over till one of my friends could pick me up at 10, or I take the fucking bus into the city or whatever. Every city I go to is planned out,
Yeah.
but I never take away from my show. That means there's no T-shirt.
Yeah.
There's no contact in between shows. In between shows, I sit, I reflect on the last show, and I reflect how the next show is going to be better.
Interesting.
That's it. I don't care if my mother's there. I don't care if your grandfather's coming. I don't really want to do much.
Yeah.
I don't really want to do much.
Wow. 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 Wow.
Game day is game day for us. People work hard for their dollar, and I have to give them their value for their dollar. And for me to give them the value for that dollar, I got to take care of myself.
Yeah, that's what I'm struggling with right now.
I gotta take care of myself.
I'm feeling exhausted a
So
lot.
Friday night, you stay up. Like Friday night's my pill night. If somebody gives me a pill at the show, I take it. I bring back a protein bar, maybe a fucking
Banana?
a banana.
Yeah.
Maybe I have an apple from the lounge. I go upstairs and I drink soda, and I watch 2 or 3 episodes of something. I have no curfew on Friday night.
Yeah.
That means Saturday morning I wake up nice and early. I eat breakfast, a nice breakfast. I smoke a joint. I go for a nice walk at 8:30. I go for a half a mile walk just to let my body know I'm alive. I go back to the room. I watch a little Netflix. I pass out for another 3 hours. Now I get up, take a shower, and I go for a nice lunch, a nice cut of salmon,
Yeah.
a nice salad, water. You take good care of yourself.
Yeah.
And you go back to your hotel room and you write for an hour.
Yeah.
And while that hour, you're writing, you're digesting your meal.
Uh-huh.
So now at 4:30, you go down to the hotel gym
Yeah.
and you stretch out. You do 25 minutes on the elliptical, 10 minutes on the bicycle, and you throw some weights around for 45 minutes. You get that funk out of your system. Now that energy's because now you're building your own energy.
Yeah, yeah,
You're
yeah.
working on your own sheet.
Yeah, you're not letting the world just give you its junk.
No. I
Yeah.
don't want to hear your stupid stories, Jack. I ain't got time for that. I'd rather not have physical contact all day. And Lee knows, anybody who goes on the road with me, they know. They see me for breakfast, lunch, and I don't see you till post time. I
Yeah.
love you to death. I don't want to see nobody.
Yeah, man, that's
And
interesting.
that's the best show I could give you as Joey Diaz. If I deter from that plan, we don't have a good show.
So after the second show, you'll do the pictures and stuff.
Yes. After the second show, I'll do the pictures.
Maybe I need to start trying that because I just been honestly, man.
I know 1,000 people who don't do dick. There's 1,000 people out there who don't do dick. I will take pictures with you. Before shows, I have a superstition not, because one time in Columbus, a hippie hugged me and he had armpit of death.
Oh yeah.
And it got on my shirt while I was on
Oh,
stage.
they got grilling cheeses
I
in
could
there.
smell fucking onions for 2 shows. Now, when I took pictures of people were looking at me like I smelled.
Yeah.
You know, it takes a long time to come to terms with comedy. By the way, I always wanted to thank you for supporting me on the Netflix special. You showed up, Lee showed up, you showed up on your own dime. You saw
The response has been good, huh?
the response has been great. But it's really weird how even for that I had too many distractions.
Yeah.
Like, I don't like that.
Yeah, in hindsight, even thinking about that, it's
In
like
hindsight, you see that.
it's like, man, that's like a lot of
I
distraction.
don't want this. I don't like that. I stick to my own thing.
Yeah. In the future, stick to what we
I have
do.
a way. For me to give you a good show, I have to do things.
Hmm.
Please, I know your mother cooks the best chicken. I know you do that. That's all great.
Yeah.
I really don't give a fuck. I really don't give a fuck. When I get off a plane, that's why when people contact me on the road to do a podcast, I'm not in your town to do a podcast. That's
Yeah.
never going to happen.
Yeah, some guy, some group
yeah.
offered me money to do it last week.
I did my 2 podcasts
Yeah.
for the week. That's it. When I go on the road, I don't want to do nothing. All I think about is stand-up comedy and how I can make it better. Before I go to a town, I Wikipedia, I Yahoo,
Yeah.
kickboxing schools. If you got a good Muay Thai school,
Might pop in there on
might
Saturday.
why not? And meet some people, have a little contact in the daytime with some new people.
Yeah.
And you blow their mind, they blow your mind, and you're still back in your hotel room by 2:00.
Yeah. That's
You
beautiful.
shower, you write, you eat. You got to take good care of yourself. When you're a feature, it's a different story. When you're an MC, it's a different story. The world don't fall on your shoulders.
Yeah.
You could go to watch the Baltimore Ravens and go to a game. I was dropping scientific facts in Spanish. So
Yeah.
I could talk to my mother in a more... Once they died, that whole world died. I was from Union City where you spoke Spanish. Like, the Cubans spoke Spanish when they were amongst themselves. So you heard it. You heard the music. I remember it, and I'm happy that I remember it, but it's not like... And it was proven when I went on the Rogan podcast with Yoel. I didn't know a lot of the shit he was saying. Common words that are simple that I picked up after I listened to the podcast. So it's like a muscle that
It goes away.
it goes away.
You know, I used to be really sharp at one point. When I was in college, I did a semester in Madrid, and when I came back from there, I'm writing term papers in Spanish, giving presentations and I came back, and I'm not shitting you. My Spanish was better than like my mom's, than other natives, because I was just so immersed in it. You know,
How was Madrid? 6 months?
6 months. Yeah,
How was it?
that was dope, dude. I love Madrid.
How was the food?
Amazing,
Like everybody says, like
amazing. Yeah,
seafood inspired, everything.
a
Right?
lot. Yeah, everything. I mean, but like
70%.
Spanish cuisine is. I mean, I think it's phenomenal. So yeah, it was. Yeah, a lot of seafood. I mean, obviously all the paella, all the famous,
All the
but, like,
mariscos
it's
and all that
so
shit.
good. Yeah, it's so good.
When I was in Jersey this last time, and you can't compare it. There's a place called Las Tapas on Bergen Line Avenue, and I went in there. The fucking paella was great. But my all-time favorite paella back there is a dump
It's always like that,
in
though.
Moonachie, New Jersey. Where fucking, for some reason, everybody's head is just huge in Moonachie. Every time you see people walking like they're trying to carry their head, something happened with the water there. Giant stadium, something. I don't even know if Moonachie has a high school. They would have blown it up by now. I don't fucking know. But they got a fucking pie, and it's dirty. A volunteer, you got to give them 45-minute notice. And then you got to warm up because you got the shrimp with the garlic.
Yeah.
And you got to dip the bread in the garlic. If not, it just doesn't fucking work.
And I
out
like
for
when you scrape that pan.
that garlic pan. Oh my God, Jesus Christ!
Man.
I just went. I had the clams.
Making me
'cause that's what
salivate
tapas
right
are,
now.
basically, are appetizers
Yeah.
and shit like that. But it's funny. My mother she said that. My mother told me she had to do like, and I can't do the timeline. Like when I'm trying to figure it out now. My mother had to do like a 6-month apprenticeship with my grandmother on my father's side because they were from Spain, and she had him spoiled rotten.
With how she cooked it already?
Yeah, so that was part of the deal to get married to him. You had
You got to know how to cook for
cook for him.
Whoa.
So when my father
That's some
died,
old school shit.
Yeah, so when my father died, my mother kept cooking those meals. And there was a fish soup that she made that nobody's ever made because she would take the fish and break it into little strands to take the bones out with potatoes or some fideo. Mm-hmm. You know, like when you put fideo, it's noodles, but fideo is something completely different. Like,
Yeah.
when you have fideo, you know you're having fucking fideo. And
Did your dad die in Cuba? Or-
no, he died in Union City.
He did.
He died in Union City.
And how much before your mother did he die?
13 years.
13 years before she
13
died.
years before my mother.
Did you remember your dad?
I could lie to you sections. Like I remember 2 stories. I remember me and him driving under the Lincoln Tunnel with me sitting on his lap, which you couldn't do today. No seatbelt, smoking a cigarette. You know what I'm saying? They'll throw you in jail for that.
Oh, yeah.
And I remember him and my mother talking in the living room, like and me eating bread with olive oil. Mm-hmm. But that's it. I don't remember nothing else. But
Yeah.
it's fucking sickening that I feel his presence. Like whenever I leave the house, I worry about my daughter. 30 fucking 5 school shootings this year.
It's crazy.
You see that little young kid's face. Did you see the one fucking 12-year-old? He's like, I get a bat, bitch.
No.
And that's how these kids gotta be. Yeah. They interviewed a 12-year-old kid from the Colorado shooting this past week.
Yeah.
And the kid was like, I'll take a bat or whatever.
He said, "You got a bad, yeah." He's like, "I don't want to go down."
I'm not gonna go down unless I'm swinging. That's, and that's, I'm trying to, how old is your eldest now?
He is 3.5.
3.5. Yeah, you got 2 more years to not to worry. And then they go to kindergarten, and then you're on the road, and there's a school shooting. And, when there's a school shooting in Kentucky, it affects all of us.
Yeah,
as
of
parents.
course. No, it's terrible.
And it's amazing how people who don't have kids, dog, my whole view has changed on kids. I've always loved kids anyway. Like, I'm not Michael Jackson.